live. Good morning. They missed your laser eyes, which is okay. Let me just turn guest sounds on because for some reason that's not working. Hold up. Pro streamer. What the? Ow. My ears. Spouse, thank you so much for gifting that sub to KP.
Thank you.
Did you say your ears get something on my end?
No, it's just the alert box popped up. And thank you so much for the follow, Happy Mashed Potatoes, which is the best username that I could possibly have.
Hey, Mana.
Hey, Mandalorian.
Oh, hey. Mandalorian. I get
it. Yeah. It's like how you didn't get critical misses for the longest time, and I...
You know what? We don't need to talk about that all air.
I have the clip.
I kind of want to talk about that now.
I have the clip. There's a clip on this channel of him just getting the pun.
You don't need to.
Critical misses. It's a femme-focused channel. Wait a minute. When you roll a 1 on the die... And then later on that same episode, he realized that the broken heart in my logo is not the 20, it's the 1. Thought has gone into this branding, friends.
You did, yay.
Nix! Yo, Nix!
Yeah.
Hey, Nix!
Buddy!
Hello, Half-Horse Hermit. Hello, Sphinx Rawl. Good morning, Jay. Welcome. Hey! This is Morning Ritual. This is the chaos.
This is a very serious, not crazy, not all over the place show.
Yeah, not the world is ending and let's make the best of it type show. No, that's not what this is.
Oh gosh, that's actually the best show because it is what it is. So
hey, we know what we're
to quote our president.
Oh no, never. We're not.
Ever.
I don't quote Cheetos.
Not even Chester Cheetah?
I'm pretty sure Chester Cheetah committed suicide a long time ago.
That's true. Probably.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should not have made that.
You know what? That's fine. He hung around with things that were clearly dangerously cheesy.
Sphinx. Thank you so much for gifting those subs to Pumpkin.
Oh my God, Ryan!
32, Endurazio, Mandalorian, and Pyramid. Thanks. That's amazing.
Behave yourself, Ryan.
Ryan.
All right. So, hi, everybody. Welcome to Morning Ritual. Thank you for joining us so early this morning, especially with the world being the way that it is. We talk about TTRPG and a bunch of other shit. And, of course, we do have the That Guy segment, which, I can't wait to get to at some point. Oh, it really is. I almost want us to do it. Too. I almost want to do it earlier because it's so exciting. But there are a few topics in the world right now.
There's
frustrating.
A lot of frustrating, sad, tragic.
For anybody that's in the LA area, we hope that you're okay after the earthquake.
Oh, gosh,
yes, we're thinking about you. Hope that everything works out okay for you. There's no damage. Check your gas mains because they might have been shaken loose.
Yes.
Oh gosh. Yes.
Yeah, just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Also, for anybody around the continuing wildfires,
yes,
we hope that you take care of yourself as well. And for our friends on the northeast or east coast, we hope that you're doing all right with the hurricane.
Yeah. The world is on fire,
God.
But hopefully,
Jesus fucking Christ.
Hopefully we can help make things a little bit brighter for you. With our bullshittery.
Good news though, The Boys season 2 is lit.
I started watching that. I'm on episode 2 right now.
It's so good.
Is it? Okay.
It really is. So keep watching. It's very dope.
Oh man.
I haven't started watching it because I have no spare time anymore.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I can hear that. Yeah.
But Jamie started watching it and he says it's good.
It really is. It really is. Especially if the boys kind of came out at a really great time for me because I've been playing the Avengers game and it's frustrating as shit because it's not good. So I know that I'll get a lot of pushback and a lot of people fight me, just like my camera is fighting not to focus. But it's kind of nice to see heroes take it down a peg, especially when there's a game that you were very excited for and it's not working the way you wanted to.
That's frustrating.
But that's enough about me. How are you doing? We need to get into our lovely guest here today. How are you doing, man?
I think I'm pretty much where the rest of the world, or at least the rest of West Coast, is at. Is what the fuck is happening out here? Overall, I'm safe. I'm happy. I'm with family, so I'm good. But oh man, just if I run away from fires and I end up in an earthquake, so I'm not even.
But you slept through it, apparently.
Yeah, so I apparently slept through it, so I'm happy for that. But man, when I first heard that, I was just like, mentally, wow. Like I slept through it, but my family were telling me just earlier, while you guys were chatting, they're like, yeah, I felt some kind of a shake at least at night that woke me up, and I was like, how did I sleep? I'm normally a very light sleeper. How did I sleep through that?
I'm a pretty heavy sleeper. I probably would. I don't know though. I've never actually experienced an earthquake because I'm in the mid-western portion of Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I can't even imagine what an earthquake must be like to go through. Just because like it's just so foreign being in the Midwest, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And wow, I am having a
what?
I don't know what's happening.
What's going on?
Everything went wrong.
2020. 2020, the streamer, ladies and gentlemen.
I swear to God, I'm trying to fix my. I don't know what the hell is happening with the camera situation. So,
angles.
You know what? Fuck it. I don't need a body. Y'all only get head now.
You could also
body is downloadable content. That's what I'm doing right now. The head is downloadable content. You fuck. You gotta pay for that.
Oh, your shirt matches your background, and it's okay. I see what happened.
It's fighting. It's fighting real hard.
It was fine. It really was. No, so what happened was like I got a Logitech camera and my Logitech software went down and everything went to shit. So I'm like trying to fix it on the fly here. In case you all don't know, I am terrible with all things visual and camera related. See, I am an audio guy. I am an audio dude only. All right, so I think we fixed it, kinda.
Yes.
And of course, I would have the biggest camera photography fail with the photographer
actually in the stream.
So, like, I'm extra like conscious about it.
I'll just put it right here, right now, mate. Oh boy, I struggle with video related stuff too.
Okay, so, thank you.
You and I are in a similar boat, buddy.
Oh, I'm in my head like, come on, not this episode, Lord Jesus, not this one.
If this was a photography related one, I would be reaming you right now. I'd be like, hey, what you doing? But no, this is a video quality, video related, live streaming. Oh god, there's just too many factors, and I struggle with it. If anybody watches my streams, they know I struggle.
Yeah. Anybody that watches this show can attest to the fact that I often turn my microphone off and then forget that it's off, and then I just keep talking.
And anybody that watches this show knows that if there is a mistake that you can make, I've probably made it. So... Like forgetting that web captioner would carry over through scenes. You know what? We don't need to talk about that particular mistake.
It's okay. I still have clips.
Beautiful.
Anita's just like, well, I got this receipt. I got that receipt.
I can pull all of them out if I want to. So I want to I want to just shine some light on the person that's just over this direction, because I have to point right next to me. Congratulations on like saying that, you know, you're gonna do a thing with your stream and you're gonna be doing Dungeons and Deep Dish, and the fact that you just that blew up on you.
Yeah, I found that the quickest way to make me do something is to shit post it and then let Twitter take it and be like, well, now you have to make it.
That is literally my brand.
Oh God.
That is the whole reason why I started Critical Misses in the first place, was because I shit posted.
You know, and I was kind of talking with you about this a little bit before we went live, which is it feels like everybody's kind of stumbling into what they're meant to be doing right now in this space, and that's very exciting. Because like I'm going to try and explain this as best as I can. It's probably just going to turn into a rambling mess, but like the people that are big in the space currently, or were big before and then got knocked the fuck out of there because they were doing some trifling type shit. Like those are the ones that had the spots. Those are the ones that were like, they were in the space. They knew how to make money in the space. They knew how to make a name in the space. They had the reputation, all that good shit. I feel like we are seeing the beginning of the next chapter for the TTRPG space. There are a lot of people out there that are just kind of finding their niche, but they don't know what the fuck they're doing. But these are very clearly very talented people. They just don't know what the fuck is happening.
Oh my God.
So
I think
it's like,
you just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, so it's great to see like people that will become the next blah blah blah, pick a name, in the very early stages of them going, maybe I have something here.
I've realized that too.
Like, I mean, we just talked to Punkle, and like Punkle, like to me, Punkle is that same way.
He's in chat right now.
That's right. Like Punkle is like, it's clear that whatever Punkle ends up doing is going to be fucking epic and awesome, and it's going to be very healthy for the space. But he's still in the spot right now. He's just like, I'm figuring it out.
Exactly. Good morning, Chance Modified RPG. Good to see you. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's like you start putting out feelers for ideas and you start getting back a lot more than you thought you would. Like, there's a lot of people that are very excited and very interested in joining the space. And I think it's the best time for anyone to start. I started in December and just doing a couple pickup games on different channels. And it's kind of turned into this whole thing. Thanks for that follow.
I mean, and I think that's what's got me the most excited, is that there are a lot more voices out there going, hey, jump in, give it a try. Don't think there's no idea that's too dumb. I mean, look at some of the shit that is out right now. Like,
especially I think
nothing that's too dumb.
Yeah, and I think especially for like the minority groups, the like, you know, your LGBTQ communities, your BIMPOC communities, that seeing that space explode, I think, is what really fills up my heart, because that's been sorely lacking. And it's unfortunate that, you know, it took people outside of the industry who have not really had that experience a lot of the time to really push forth and, you know, step up, and having them step up. Because certainly, like, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, like you said, the TTRPG I'm kind of currently working on about Hindu mythology and you know, Hindu-based TTRPG, I shitposted that. Like, I was just like, hey, wouldn't it be cool with this certain specific idea-based Hindu mythology TTRPG? And people are like, yes, clap, yes, you do that. I'm like, I just that was just me throwing a random idea. I'm a photographer. I have no experience in anything that is real. I mean, if you want me to take pictures of people dressed up in deities, like Hindu deities, I will give that to you. But I don't know how to write. I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to, any of these things. And then I think that this is something I discussed in another podcast I did yesterday. I realized that whatever I end up doing that I normally do not have the skill sets for, I do it because it's out of spite. It's purely driven through spite because someone tells me you cannot do that. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck you. Here we go. Let's do this. Let's get this going.
Yes, throw money at KP's RPG, please.
We're not even anywhere close to there. We're so early stages right now.
I can feel that nervousness, like, oh my God, I have to do this, but I don't know if I can do this.
Luckily, I think the best part of this community, though, is that even if you do not have the skill set, there are so many people who've already explored these spaces. They have experiences in these, and they step up and be like, hey, let me help you. I'll be here. You don't need to be the one that does everything. You don't need to have all those skills because most of those people, they didn't have those skills either when they first started. It's not like someone, game designer, TTRPG game designer wasn't something most people had under their resume when they first started. They just picked it up. They're like, hey, I have an idea for something. Let's get this started. And then other people kind of were like, okay, if you want to do this, here's what you probably need to do. Here's what you need to do here. And you figured it out. And then others be like, hey, I know that better. Let me help you make that. So that has been the most amazing aspect of this because of how many people just step up to really help carry all of this. Because for example, I'm working with Jerome. I'm blanking his Twitter handle.
We do that all the time.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible at remembering handles. I'm so bad. I'm terrible with names in general. Like we have family members that have known me all my life, and they're like, hey, do you remember this person? I'm like, who? Until they show me a picture, I'm just like, oh, that person, because I need to constantly be interacting with them and constantly be seeing them and it takes a long time. So I apologize, Jaron. I'm really sorry. I could probably look it up really quickly. But
is this Jerome of America?
Yes.
Okay. I can pull up his. Yeah.
And he's been absolutely wonderful. It's just a 2-man team right now, so it's just him and I. We've been working back and forth together to at the stage we're still figuring out the game mechanics to make sure because the way I like to play any sort of game, be it video games, be it RPG games or TTRPG, I'm a very narrative driven sort of a person. Like I don't really particularly care for it's not that I don't care for it, but my priorities is more about storytelling than about the game dice rolling or combat related stuff.
You're more about the narrative, less about the crunch.
Exactly. And I understand, as a game, you need the game mechanics to make it feel like a game, right? You need some sort of a structure, which is totally fine. And I also love giving players agency. I want the story in their hands. I don't want them ever to feel like they didn't have a say or a voice, especially when you're dealing with the minority community, right? Because we already don't have a voice as it is a lot of the time. So especially in games, it's very important to give them that agency and give them that power. So that's been what our driving force has been to ensure when we decide on how our game mechanic is going to work, how the flow of the game is going to work, that's what is one of the forefronts that we've been constantly having in our mind while we put this together. So I'm very, very excited because especially he understands that, and it's been good. It's been so far good, but we're still so early in the stage. Whenever people are like, throw money, I'm like, no, wait, hold on.
There's nowhere to throw money yet. Hold up.
There's nothing. You're just tossing it at a brick wall here.
I gotta say, there was a lot of lovely shit posting around that idea because I remember I just started following the thread where you were talking about how cool it would be to have this this
Mhm.
idea of this concept for a game. And then, I saw, I saw a bunch of people trying to tell you about your culture.
It was specifically one person, and like I said, I am purely driven by spite. Because so the way that worked was I just posted a random tweet. I'm like, because okay, so in Hindu mythology, there are two major epics, like the big ones that almost everybody knows. Either they've read it or those were our children's books, or like our bedtime stories growing up, right? Like our grandparents or our parents would be sitting down at night giving us these stories about epic battles and heroes and gods. And one of them is the Mahabharata. And in that, the major protagonists are these five kings who are brothers, or I guess royalty. And I realized that each one of them has a very specific trait, a very specific characteristic that can easily be changed into like a class or some kind of a game mechanic that people can, like a banner to come under that people can, feel. So that's when I was like, that'd be kind of cool if someone made it that way. Once again, this was if someone made it. This was not about me making anything. If someone made it. And I was like, and then the response came through and everybody's like, oh, that sounds amazing. And they were like, really commenting on that. I'm just like, okay, if I were to make this, especially because of the conversation that everybody has been having about inclusivity in the game space, about bringing people together, I was like, okay, so these would be my criteria. I would have to make sure that I include LGBTQ, BIMPOC, and my disabled community and ensure that they are represented in this.
Yes.
I have to be sure that I involve sensitivity readers as early in the process as I possibly can, just to make sure that when the final product comes out, we did our level best to be as inclusive, be as open, and I want everybody to play this game. I mean, my goal with this game is act as your guide, as an introductory guide to just expose you to my culture, right? And I don't want to do a bad job. I want to have as many people be on this and be like, oh, this is amazing. I want to learn more. Like, I'm not saying this is like your Hinduism 101 RPG course. No, it's purely here's a game that is based or inspired off of that has certain characteristics of this culture and religion. If you want to learn more, and I hope this interests you to wanting to learn more, then here you go on and take care. We'll there's plenty of resources out there. Go to your local library, go online on YouTube, and you will be able to then explore it further, right?
See, I mean, what I like about that is it's inclusive and accurate. Like it feels like you're trying to make sure that you don't just bring people in to just have a check mark. Like, okay,
yeah,
we got our LGBTQ representative, we got our PLC representative. Okay, we're done. Like, no, it's just like, how do we bring them into this world in a way that is accurate, respectful, and still exciting? So, like,
exactly.
No, props for that, because I mean, there's so much checklisting that we see going on these days that it's just like the fact that like we can kind of we can see that you just kind of got pushed into this thing, that the amount of care that you're taking in this endeavor is just like that's what it's about. Like, I think that's the exciting thing about the new people that are coming up. We give a shit.
And I think honestly, I just have so many amazing people that I look up to that set the trail and give the examples on how things should be done, right? Because, I'm even a year ago, if you were to chat with me, right? Just because I was not aware of these issues and I was not aware, to at least to the extent that they were there, I probably wouldn't have been. I would just been like, oh, if I were to have made this back then, these thoughts would not have been in my head because I didn't think that it was an issue. I was just being like, oh, I want to create a game and I hope people have fun with it. But with the great examples that we've had and all the discourse that we've had, as like for the BIMPOC community, for especially the Black community, we've had people like Critical Bard, we've had Gabe James Games, we have had Cypher of Tier, all of those amazing people leading the way, trying to expose and talk about these issues. We've had people like Mustang crap, I'm blanking the last part of the one who created the combat wheelchair, paving the way and showcasing how, and there's been so many amazing people who have been like burning that trail ahead for others. And seeing those people and getting inspired by them and learning from them, I think is very, very important. And then it's also very important that once you learn, then you start stepping up and you start being an example, if you can, to other people who are then trying to follow behind you. Because it's that constant lighting of the trail, I think, that guides people to go where it needs to be. So that's what I'm really excited about.
I mean, if there's one thing that this year has taught me, is that it's just that doing the right thing has to be consistent. Like the moment we as a community start taking shortcuts, the moment I think that we go back to, where people can't feel safe in a game store. Like, I mean, it's. I just recently discovered a toxic element of the space on YouTube. I even put out a tweet about it. Like, I found this guy, and it's kind of jarring to go from talking to the people in the space that I know, like you, Anita, Ray, and all the people that I talk to, and then going and seeing that side again. So it's clear that toxic element is not stomped out. It's waiting. It's waiting to reclaim everything that we're trying to do here. And okay. So I found the quarterly, and he was discussing something that happened on a show that made everybody in the show uncomfortable. It was just not a good thing. And one of the things that I was proud of the community is that everybody came and made sure everything was okay. Made sure that everybody that was affected had their space and, had whatever they needed, and just moved on, letting them take the lead. I thought, shitty situation, beautiful resolution. The person who made everybody feel uncomfortable is ousted. The people that had to endure that took the lead. Everybody's fine. Out the band. We keep moving. And I'm watching this toxic element kind of just laugh at the whole thing. I don't see what the big deal was, and it's just like.
And I know the exact thing that you're referring to, and as someone that has actually had that happen to me in a game, it's not funny.
It's not.
It's not funny, and it's not cute when it happens. It's terrible,
and it's not something to laugh at or to ignore. And so, I watch in awe as everybody's trying to put together a TTRPG community that is safe, inclusive, considerate, caring, and is willing to lower the fun to increase the safety.
I don't think
that's
the thing, though.
Necessarily have to lower fun to increase safety.
Well, I mean, I think that came out wrong. And what I mean is,
that's fine.
What I mean is, guys like this will say, "Oh, they'll stop a session if somebody feels triggered," and they'll laugh at that.
See, that's the thing that I think, and I understand what you're trying to get at. I think rather than saying lower the fun, I think it's a pause to reassess and ensure that it's continuing to be fun, right? Because up to that point it was, and then something has happened. And obviously, if you were to then continue on that path, it would no longer be fun to the people playing. That's what matters.
I think maybe what you were saying is that they say that
they're saying that we're sacrificing to have conversations. And to me, I'm just like, if that's the calculus that they're using to measure that, then absolutely, that's a trait that I'll always have. I don't want anybody to just kind of grin and bear something that is affecting them personally.
And is making
so if that's what the opposition is saying, then I'll proudly wear that. Like one of the first things that I try and tell everybody in any game that I GM is you have to understand the most important part of what's going on from my side of the table is everybody at my table. Mm-hmm. I don't give a shit about the if we're streaming, I don't care about the audience.
Yeah.
If we're a sponsored game, I don't give a shit about the sponsors. You know, if we're on some big channel and it's an opportunity to like for, you know, clout or whatever, I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah, what I give a fuck about is that everybody at my table leaves feeling a hero and having at least one moment that they could go, did you see what I did? Like, that's
Can you believe that? Ray says people don't like having uncomfortable conversations because it's a break in communication that others who are not open to understanding won't work on. That's why they laugh and turn their heads. It's easier than those difficult topics to discuss than that can creep up in a game. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. People just don't. The thing is when you feel uncomfortable, that's when you're learning. It's okay to feel uncomfortable, and I think that a lot of people really need to realize that is that uncomfortable conversations need to happen in order for effective change to happen.
The best people to have around you are the ones that will check you.
Oh God, yes.
If you don't have friends that'll pull you aside and go, that was fucked up and you need to fix it, then I think you need to build a better circle. Like that it doesn't benefit anybody to have people around that are just like, everything you do is great. Like, no, you need honest people that are just going to be like, hey, you need to make sure that you watch your fucking mouth. To this day, I still remember some of the major call outs that I've had about me. And like, when you get called out by a friend, it sticks better to me. It's just like, I have fucked up on pronouns, and I had a friend pull me aside like, hey, watch it. And I'm like, I was so blind to it. It is such a major thing that, I thank the friend. I apologize. And, you do better.
You become a better person through that.
I mean, it takes time and it takes effort and it takes being willing to be wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing a lot more of that from a lot more people that are emerging. And that is just so exciting.
It's good.
It is really good.
It's unfortunate it took this long for this conversation to happen and this perspective to start coming about, but it's about time. And I think, but the big thing though is this is just the beginning, and it's a small victory that is, I like to think of it as like a small candle that's about to be blown out at any moment, because with all the other things that are happening in this world, with all the pushback that, other things have been getting, this is going to get that pushback constantly. And it's not a done deal until everybody everybody starts viewing it that way, as many people as possible. At least, the scale is shifted where most people start thinking this way and are actively pushing for and actively fighting against those people who are trying to push back. Because otherwise, because I hate to bring up the elections, but I mean,
no, go for
until 2016, my mind was thinking we are, as a country, really progressing. We are, yes, we made our stumbling blocks, and no particular no particular term, no particular presidency is perfect, but at the same time, overall, right, the overall direction of this country is going in a positive and more inclusive direction. And then I think we just slacked. We thought, hey, this is how it's going to go. We got this. This is going. And then we didn't follow through. We didn't continue to push as a country. And now the pendulum has shifted complete opposite. And I don't even recognize this country anymore. I'm just like, this,
really
this is not how, I don't remember coming to this country like this. Like, holy shit. I mean, yeah, we had our problems, but I think especially some of the people have expressed it like, no, this has always been there. It's just been hidden because people didn't want to look uncivil, or at least they didn't want the pushback. They didn't want to feel like they were in the wrong. But now that so many people are voicing it finally, because you had people in power who are able to represent those negative voices, they feel empowered enough to then come back. And we were the ones, every single one of us, regardless what we did, were the ones who put that person in power. And even if it's not one person, like I understand that, like a lot of people keep saying, oh, all this racism, all these bigotry, that it has always existed, and getting rid of Donald Trump is not going to change that. And I totally agree with that. But because we put someone that represents them at such a high position, at literally the peak of power of our country, it gives them that voice. It makes them feel empowered to want to continue being that person.
Representation matters on both sides.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think like you're touching on exactly what I was alluding to with that toxic element of our little subculture, because right now we are a predominantly progressive subculture, and we've been pushing and fighting hard for that. And I feel like if we take our foot off the gas for a second, or if we get lax, or if we just expect people to give a shit and we don't enforce it. If there is ever a game that I'm in and I see Anita feel uncomfortable and I don't say something, like, or vice versa, like that is how we lose it all. That's how we lost. That's how we're losing the country. We got lax. Things were pretty good with Obama. He do a lot of fucked up shit that I'm still not happy about. Absolutely. I'm really over brown people getting bombed. I'm really over the fact that Guantanamo Bay is still around. I'm sick of the military industrial complex. But again, we can't let perfect be the enemy of good. And that is what I think we failed at as a country.
And I definitely don't think that, just because overall it's going in a good direction, that we should stop criticizing the negativity. Like, no one should be put on such a pedestal that they are not above reproach, right? They're not above criticism. That should never be the case. And even though I've always admired Obama, and as I found out the negative aspects of things that he and his presidency did that I didn't agree with, then I was like, oh shit, I can't ignore this. I can't be like oh yeah, well, he did all this good stuff, so that doesn't matter. That doesn't work that way, because that matters for someone. That 100% matters. And that's what that might be a small percentage for you is the 100% for them.
Yeah, that's their reality. That's what they have to live in.
Exactly. And so you can't just ignore that and be like, no, that's, ignore that stuff. Or, oh, that's, come on, he did all this good. You can't just, brush over. No, you can't. And it's that concept of constantly striving for the better, constantly pushing for the better. Because if you don't, you become complacent, and then that negativity then starts encroaching on the good, and then starts slowly taking over the good that we've already made.
And I think that's the difficulty with just progressives in general, because on the other side, it's very simple to get people to fall in line when you only have one agenda. And the agenda for the other side, and this is gonna sound very like coloring in a bronze stroke, but fuck it, I'm in a mood. The agenda for the other side is basically white supremacy. It's just like whatever we can do to make white people comfortable and everybody else uncomfortable, then that's the thing to do.
Continuing that status quo is what it is. Because
it doesn't matter the rules we have to break. It doesn't matter the norms that we have to ignore. I mean, we have like so Ruth Bader Ginsburg has passed, and one of the things that's going to infuriate me for the next couple of days is I'm sure we all remember in Obama's last term, there was an open Supreme Court seat, and for basically a year, the Republican Party played goalie on that seat
because they wanted to wait till the election happened.
Because that's only fair. Mitch McConnell has already said that a vote is going to go up next week for RBGC.
Despite the fact that in 2016 he was the one that was heading the charge, saying, "No, we need to wait till the election."
Can't
happens.
have a lame duck president.
Right. So that is the difficulty that we're having. Yep. It's that we want to make sure that everybody is taken care of equally. You know, if my LGBTQ brothers and sisters or non-binary are having a bad time, then I'm having a bad time. Yeah. If my Latinx are having a bad time, then I'm having a bad time. If my Black folks are having a bad time, then I'm having a bad time. And that's how we have to work. But for the other side, it's just like, fuck the rules, and you know what? Fuck a portion of ourselves too. Like, poor white folks are getting fucked if they don't care.
Because they think that they can also raise themselves up by those bootstraps. By licking the boot.
You know the thing that frustrates me about that? Has anybody ever once in real life IRL lifted themselves up by their bootstraps? It's physically impossible. You can't do it. And you might as well say lick your elbow. You just can't do it.
What was it? It was like I've been pulling myself up by my bootstraps so often that I broke the damn laces off.
Oh, I've never heard that one, but
nice. You know what's a lot easier than picking yourself up by your bootstraps? Picking somebody else up and then get picked up when it's your turn. Like, I'm so sick of socialism being a boogeyman. Okay, but you know what? Y'all about to get me started on a liberal rant, and I'm not trying to do that right now. So, TTRPGs, how we do?
But isn't gaming how we... I was just going to say, but isn't games how we bring all that reality in a manageable way to be able to tackle those topics and tackle those things?
Games aren't political. What are you talking about? That was heavy on the sarcasm.
I try to have a moral to all of my campaigns and one shots, and I remember I wrote a one shot called it was like One More Time, and it was a group of aging adventurers having to go and so the paladin of this aging adventurer group called all his friends back, you know, his old adventuring party, going, you know, the new adventuring party that replaced us has stumbled into our old bad guy that we thought we killed, and you know, they're not able to handle it. So let's ride one more time. And
so fun.
Yeah, like, you know, I built in a mechanic. You know, the players were level 10 because they used to be level 20, but age has taken its toll. But there's an ability called, you know, just like the old days where I let them use their level 20 character sheet, but it had some costs, like some penalties and whatnot. Not important. But the entire point of it was that sometimes the best thing for the old guard to do is to just sit out. And so the major conflict was, it was actually the old paladin became an oathbreaker, brought back the bad guy, because brought back the bad guy to kind of show that the new adventuring party can't handle it and that they're still needed. And so after, like, the old guard had to take on the paladin, and they let the new adventurers take on the old arch rival, and they won, kind of proving like, yo, sometimes we make it harder for the newbies than it ever was for us because we think we're so much better. and that was me putting to a game design basically what I feel about this RBG situation, which is she had 8 whole ass years to retire. She could have sat it out and we would be fine right now. We are not fine. Roe v. Wade is on the table now. Brown versus the Board of Education is on the table now. Jim Crow is on the table now. And these motherfuckers are wild enough to do this shit. And that is terrifying.
Did you guys see the speech from Trump about wanting to instigate this 1776 law, education
yeah,
law,
yeah.
or about wanting to be patriotic, about focusing on patriotism, focusing on not making America look bad. I'm like, no, you can't grow as a person or as a country when you are constantly viewing yourself as the best. That's what Nazis did. That's what Nazi Germany did by saying that we are the best, we don't do any wrong, whatever we do is correct, and it's for the betterment of Germans and betterment for us as this group of people. And that's how that started. You cannot be critical about your own country and your own mistakes and your own failures and not learn from those things. And we have done fucked up shit. We as a country have done terrible things. Okay, and when you try to look at that through rose-tinted glasses and be like, oh, we did that, but we're not. No. And you have to understand, we still do fucked up shit, both internally and externally. We are not the beacon of hope, liberty, and freedom that people think we are, especially not in a lot of countries. And I promise you, if we continue on this path, at first it was one or two terrorist groups, it will be countries that will be turning against us and are already starting to.
They fuck. Like, I mean, it's crazy.
Meanwhile, the Canadian in the corner here is like,
oh yeah, I'm like, do you got a friend that needs to be married up there? Like, I'm good to go. But like, it's wild that if the only reason not to teach accurate history is if you want it to repeat itself. And like some of the shit that he's trying to ignore, I'm like, oh, is that what we trying to repeat? Because I'm telling your ass right now, not about it. Not a fucking about it. And it's just
exactly,
it's exhausting.
Ray, the history that you learned in school wasn't accurate in the first place. So I got some open places by me that could just have a creator house. Depends on if the border's open.
Yeah, I mean the border is and that's the thing that I really can't believe that 48% of people in the United States still support this motherfucker. Nobody allows us into their country right now.
Yeah.
We are getting our ass kicked.
5 countries.
Excuse me. We're getting our ass kicked by a pandemic that the rest of the world has kind of wrestled and just went, oh, that was rough. Yeesh. And we're still getting wrecked by it. And this dumb motherfucker's just like, we ain't done the best job of anybody in the fucking world. How, Sway? How? So like,
I think we're about 3,000 away from hitting 200,000 people that died from this, and that is such a, I don't even know how to explain. I mean, we're above India. India, which has over a billion population, is doing somehow better than us. I don't understand that logic. I mean, considering, I'm glad India's not fair. I mean, they're still doing a terrible job. Don't get me wrong. I'm hearing all the news that's been happening, and it's shit's going down there as well. But that's kind of a bit more logical in the sense of, there's so many people in such because it's a smaller country that compared to the United States, and there's a lot more people, so there's a lot more potential of contact, potential of spread. And I'm honestly surprised it's not much worse. But to be above that as a country that is considered one of the epitomes of first world countries, like anybody who thinks, first world country, I promise you most people would start thinking, the United States. But nope.
No.
Here we are.
No. I mean, and the thing is, we know the solution. Put on a fucking mask. But we've got a whole subsect of people that don't want to do it because it's uncomfy. Fuck your comfort. Like, I don't. And you know what?
There are people that have actual legitimate medical conditions that prevent them from wearing masks, but those people stay the fuck home.
Yeah, I think they have a bigger issue than just wearing a mask at that point, because I don't think a mask would help them regardless.
Exactly.
It's just put on a fucking mask, but we got our president in chief going, hey, a lot of people don't like it with the touchy and the touchy and the feeling and the touchy. What the fuck are you even saying? Put together a goddamn sentence. We're in the middle of a motherfucking pandemic. Shit's going down. This is the time when we need, like, an actual fucking president. And we have a reality TV clown. And people support him because he says wild, racist, dumb shit that they only say to themselves and their friends at their bars. And it's, you know what, I just, at this point, god damn it, like, these motherfuckers got me voting for Biden. Do you understand how infuriating that shit is? Do you understand how infuriating it is that I have to go to a ballot box and vote for a motherfucker that with his own white eyes looked me in my human eyes and told me, if you don't vote for me, you not black. Motherfucker, I'll slap the shit out of you. I can't be mad though.
I don't think
vote for him.
Yeah, no, I know. Like, I don't think my color will change if I don't vote for you. Like, that's not how this works. Like, if I don't check that ballot box on your name, I don't suddenly become white. I'm sorry, that's not how that works.
You not a, and then this idiot, like, this has to be the easiest it has ever.
God.
This is, wait, what?
Oh. Just walked in on something. Who said what now?
Oh. This has got to be the easiest race for president of the United States the Democrats have ever had. And I'm watching them continuously fuck it up. Like, this motherfucker pulled out his iPhone and played Desperado to a bunch of Latinx. Like, hey! I relate to you. Like, sit your stupid ass down and sit your stupid ass down so I can vote for you. I've never been so angry at somebody that I'm making president of the United States.
In a better world, I would think twice, but the house is on fire. That's right, Doc. You gotta maybe put the fire out first. You gotta put the fire out inside of the house.
There were so many fires.
There are a lot of fires.
Figuratively and literally.
Oh, God.
This country is fucked. But before the pandemic, the economy was doing real well. That ain't got shit to do with you.
You know what this reminds me of? And I'm genuinely scared now. I'm genuinely like thinking maybe they had something, because you guys remember back in, was it 2012? There was that Christian priest, I forget what his name was, but the guy who said May 2012, the world's gonna end. And they had those billboards everywhere talking about, oh, this is the end of the world. We're coming on the end of the world, right?
Yeah, Mayan calendar bullshit.
Right, and then when it didn't happen, he then put out a tweet put it out saying that, oh, I made a miscalculation. It's going to be 2020, and I'm just like, at the time, I'm like, yeah. You're just bullshitting out of your ass. You don't know what you're talking about. And now I'm just sitting here going, fuck, did he have something? Like,
shit, did that motherfucker actually forget to carry the wood?
Yeah, is that really what happened? And is this really it? Is this, because honestly, I've never seen a worse end of times scenario. I should probably not say that because I feel like I just jinxed something.
I mean, I just, look, we've had a lot of wild shit happen in 2020. Like, a lot of really bad, wild shit. Like, our country's on fire, while also hurricanes are beating us the fuck up. Like,
then an earthquake,
then an earthquake, then and a pandemic, and then like, if there's a celebrity that you liked,
they either
died or they're a sexual predator,
or a turf,
or a turf.
Like, 2020 has taken Harry Potter from
us. To be fair, I think that was a more of a slow transition. I mean, it was shock for a lot of us, but there have been people I found out. There have been people who've been talking about this a long time and telling people about that turf to a people for a long time, and the problems that they. Yes, she who must not be named. And I think we as a country and we as a people just were not
I think
empathetic
we just have to
at that point.
Accept it now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, we were just at the time we're like, no, there's no way. Look at all this good that it was not as blatantly obvious to the people who are not experiencing that.
Yeah.
And then when she basically went full on,
took the mask right off.
Yeah, I took the mask right off. We were just like, "Oh shit!" It's like the people who kept screaming, "There's little lizard people living amongst us." You're like, "What the fuck? What are you talking about?" No, we know how lizard people act. Those are lizard people. You're like, nah, fam. And then they're like, "Oh shit, there's lizard people." I'm not condoning that conspiracy. That is not a conspiracy I condone. I'm just saying as an example, that's what ended up happening here. She's a lizard person. She's our lizard person, man.
I'm just imagining her going, now's the time to go full turf. It's turfing time. Lizard people.
Oh, no. No.
So what KP is saying is lizard people are real.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Lizard people are real and they're turfs.
There we go. Okay, if that's how you take it, if that's what that takes it, if that's what it takes to acknowledge turfs, yes,
you heard it here.
Those are your lizard people right there.
Don't give them a catchphrase.
Yes, and one of the fires was started by a gender reveal party.
That was.
Are you serious?
And once
Wait,
again,
time out. Is that for real?
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't know that?
The California wildfire. The whole
you mean the fire that's fucking up all of California right now
was started
because of a gender reveal party?
Yep.
All right, you know
There's
what?
a video of it.
There's a video of it.
They used an explosive, like one of those smoke grenades that sparks. As a photographer, let me give y'all an advice. You can get sparkless and fireless or triggerless smoke grenades. You do not need a heat source. You can get one that's like one of those pull grenades. You just pull it and it just smokes. There's no sparks, there's no fire. But even then, don't go to places where shit can catch on fire using things that can potentially cause the fire. What the fuck is wrong with people? What is wrong? The other thing, Californians, y'all understand fires. This is a consistent thing that happens to every year. You would think that this is a core part of your curriculum of education at this point on how to not fucking start fires. I don't understand. So similarly, I think, because every single fire that has happened, right, at least in the last few years, because the big fire that we had in Oregon, I believe it was last year or the year before, in the Columbia River Gorge, was started because a fucking teenager threw a firecracker thinking it was fun off of a cliff or something, and that caught fire and that raged through the entire gorge. I always complain because there's this one site of attraction near my house called why am I blanking its name right now? Multnomah Falls. There it is. Multnomah Falls, right? That anybody that comes to Portland, I promise you, like my family ends up taking every relative, every friend. That's the place. Like, you know how every state has that one thing you take your relatives to and you're so goddamn sick of it because you've seen it so many goddamn times. But that's the one because that you take someone to that place, they're going to be impressed. They're going to be like, ooh, that is cool. And that is Multnomah Falls to us, right? I'm like, it's a goddamn waterfall. Yes, it's cool, but I've seen it, like, I can dream it in my dreams as if though I'm there now. Like, I feel like it has become one with my soul, and I don't want it. And that place, a waterfall was fucking closed down because of the fires that raged through there and made it unhikeable because the topsoil got loose and the entire gorge, like, it's a goddamn river. The entire gorge is next to the Columbia River, right? And holy shit, yeah. But
I I'm sorry. I'm still kind of mind blown.
It's like
that this happened because of a gender reveal.
Yep.
And you know what? If I were leader of the world, I would say you've all been bad and no more genders for 10 years because you don't know how to handle them. I would ground the world of gender for 10 years.
If you want to do something, get a fucking balloon, fill it with the colored confetti that you want, and pop the goddamn balloon. That's all you need to do. That should be the extent of an explosive sound that you would need.
If I had a nickel for every single time that a gender reveal party caused a wildfire, I'd have 2 nickels, but it's still kind of weird that it's happened twice.
It's
stupid. Wait, it's happened twice?
I want to say 2013? I think it happened.
I forget, yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Spark one of those smoke bombs.
First off, who the fuck cares? Like, honestly, if I'm your friend and you invite me to a gender reveal party, I'm not coming. I got better things to do.
Then deal with your white nonsense.
I've got Marvel's The Avengers to be disappointed by. Okay, I don't have time to go to your little whack ass. Maybe the cake is pink. Maybe the cake is blue. And you know what? Time out. I'm sick of pink and blue being assigned to genders. All right, I actually kind of look good in pink, so I'm taking.
I love pink. Oh yeah. You do know that's color. What that start. It's a wonderful color, and I want to expand my wardrobe with a lot more pink. But you have to understand that back then, pink was originally the masculine color.
Yes.
And just like how purses were a masculine thing, and high heels were a masculine thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when the fucking
high heels were a masculine thing. You mean I can have artificial height and still be manly?
I mean, artificial height at deep comfort. I don't know how people who wear high heels comfortable, but yes, wigs, all of those, man, all that time, all those were a masculine thing.
Who the fuck is running the council of men and giving away all this lit
makeup
shit?
And fragrances? Yeah. In France, I think it started in Regency times. They would have heels to make themselves taller and more presentable.
Yes.
Fuck.
And
I love France for a reason.
Yeah. Favorite non-binary cake reveal is just bees.
Macho Bros is not pink, it's salmon.
Fuck your salmon. I don't care. I know salmon. I live in freaking Oregon, all right? We got salmon for days, and that doesn't look like a salmon. That doesn't look like a fish to me. It's pink.
It's like anything that established status was first manly, then women were allowed to adopt them. There's a reason why I don't have pockets on a lot of the things that I own is because they took those away from us because we were able to hide knives in them.
What?
That escalated quick.
Okay, so here's
if we give women pockets, pockets, they're gonna have knives.
All of women's clothing used to have pockets in them, and deep pockets that you could hold things in. Until, also to make women buy purses. The pockets were taken away because we were able to hide weapons. Also, there was a thing called hat pin panic. So we women, because to ward off unwanted advances by men, we would start stabbing them with hat pins. So hat pins actually for a while got like really long and really sharp.
Ooh. God damn, that's amazing.
That's lit as fuck, yo.
And then they took away our hat pins, and hats sort of went out of style.
Hashtag bring back murder pockets.
Right?
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of the fact
that is some man logic that, we give women pockets, they're going to carry knives and kill us. I'm like, well, I mean, to be fair, with all the shit people have pulled, I don't understand why. I mean, I get it. I understand. Like, okay. Yeah, that makes sense why they would want to carry knives in their pockets. We get it. But at the same time, holy shit, that was your logic to get rid of. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, that means that somebody had a conference that was just like, how do we make it easier to rape? And like the fact that is an actual conversation that happened is it's disgusting.
It is. Like, man, as soon as you said it that way, that just
Yeah.
That's essentially what that is. It's just like, we don't want them protecting themselves.
Yeah.
Why?
French women protesting language
Oh,
laws in
that's so
Canada faced off
badass.
against police and counter-protester with their hat pins.
Are you serious?
It's
I love
actually
that shit.
part of our history. It's a heritage moment for you right there.
I just want to say that I love the fact that regardless of how oppressed women got and how oppressed, and it's not just women, I think it's like, any minority group, that when they get oppressed, they find this creative shit. Like they dig deep and go, how can we still fuck these bastards over while still being within the law that they just enforced on us? And I think that's beautiful. And I want those hat pins and I want those pockets back, man. I want those murder pockets now.
Bring back murder pockets.
Bring back murder pockets. Bring back hat pins.
I mean, I think what has to happen for our country now is that my plight has to become your plight, and your plight has to become my plight, and that needs to keep circling on. Like, we have to understand that, like, things going well for the LGBT community is great, but things going well for the Black community is great, but things going well for both of us is the only thing that's acceptable.
Yeah.
Like
a victory. It's not an either or, it is an and.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
it's just.
I mean, because Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say there's a term for that. And I'm blanking on it. It's intersectionality.
Intersectional? Yeah,
intersectionality. Any skirt with pockets is hereafter known as a murder skirt. Cosine.
Oh, that sounds so badass.
Murder skirt.
We need to start selling merch. Morning ritual murder skirts.
That sounds so bad. I would wear those murder skirts like like anything.
Skirter.
Sounds like a case of a skirter.
Good morning, Floppy. Hi, Hi, BB.
Oh, hello, hi.
The cat showed up.
Stream kitty.
Stream kitty. Come here. Let's show you to people. Don't run away.
Kitty. Oh, that little.
She's
fluff. Big old ball of fluff.
That.
This is the break you needed. This is the levity.
Yes.
Right here.
Yes. Because we ended up getting real quick.
We were getting pretty quick there.
Any skirts with pockets have auto have an advantage on concealed weaponry. That makes sense to me.
All right, go. Be gone with you.
Like there was a Devil May Cry character who had a skirt made out of nothing but rifle magazines.
That is so cool.
And I'm like, we need to make a skirt out of knives.
Man, this is escalating from I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Just twirl and cut your enemies.
Yeah, just do like a quick pirouette.
Yeah, like a little
and
ballerina.
Still give it a pocket, just cuts.
Not just cuz that's functioning. That's functionality, fam.
There must be an anime with a knife skirt somewhere. Somewhere there is.
No, I'm sure there is. 100% there.
Battle skirt.
Battle skirt.
Battle skirts are the best. Okay. This started as a silly thing, and now I want it. I want it to be a thing so badly.
All right, everybody. So this is going to be my Kickstarter.
Yes. Please. No, this guy, you know what? This is such a perfect circle around on what we started this entire show with, about you start something as a shit post and it is going to be a thing.
It takes off.
You just shit posted about doing this. This is going to be a thing. The internet is not going to stop you. They're not going to let you just sit on your haunches.
There's too many t-shirts.
You're now obligated.
There's too much merchandise that I have to make because of this show.
Yo, I'm like eternally building a monk subclass that uses
the battle skirt.
Murder skirts.
Battle skirts.
Edge dancer, Floppy. There's the title.
Yeah,
there's
there it is,
the
right
subclass
there.
Option, edge dancer. Yeah.
We just we as a group, as a community, created something pretty badass, and that's how ideas happen, everybody.
Exactly.
That's how all this shit comes into existence. It's random happenstance, and then that constant push from others to make it real.
Thanks for the follow, Pookie Schnookums.
I legit think I am gonna work on an edge dancer monk.
Yeah, monk bard
Man.
multi-class, edge dancer subclass.
Y'all, you need any help with this? I'm down. We're gonna make this.
We've got to include the hairpins, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, I love this so much. Like this is how great ideas start.
One of the features for the class would be like, or maybe even when you get the class is hidden weaponry.
I was actually gonna name the first feature. It has pockets.
And nice.
It was just gonna be like a kind of like the starting class ability is it has pockets that are kind of like the haversack, and it always has a mundane edged weapon that you can call, so you don't have to keep buying knives and shit. You can just summon them.
Nice. I like that.
Can you imagine? I love the idea of edge dancer because, like, I imagine them like, you know what it reminds me of? You know what especially reminds me of? You guys remember Kill Bill? There's what's her name? Go-Go? No, the
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about because Latia loves her.
She's one amazing.
The one with the jade.
Yes.
Yep.
So I imagine something along those lines, like the swords that are on the skirt are on like a string that as they twirl, they can the range of it extends. Because I mean, it would kind of suck if they have to literally hip bump people to attack them.
Yeah.
Oh right? Yeah.
You got to have a little bit of a range. Like, we got to get that 5-foot range in D&D, right? Because that's how that
so
happens.
like each knife that's on there is functionally a rope dart.
Yeah.
Yes, and so kind of like, and the way it would work is not just twirling, but like as it gets, like they can direct the projectile using their feet, kind of like if they were a dancer,
sort of like a that would like
like Go-Go.
That's so fucking dope.
We just created something badass.
We really did. Welcome to Morning Ritual. We just summoned an entire subclass.
Oh god.
And we've created a gorgeous weapon.
Yes, the murder.
I really hope this inspires people.
Yeah, all enchanted with returning.
Yeah.
Oh. Guys.
I think
this needs to be a thing. I need to have this to be a thing.
I'm like almost imagining like the knife fighting scene in John Wick.
Oh yeah.
But it's the hairpin and they just keep throwing it at people.
Oh god. This is beautiful. Look, we just took something that was really shitty that people had to go through and created something real. At least I hope, in my opinion, we created something very beautiful. And if anybody has offense to this, I really hope, and then you guys tell us why it would be offensive, because I don't want to create anything that way. But
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of art comes from taking things that.
Ooh, hairpins work well as blow darts.
Ooh.
Didn't know that. I love that Punkle is the one that knows.
Of course, because we have a literal artificer in our stream.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, yes.
But I was just saying, I think that a lot of the most impactful art to me is the one where people who are on the end of oppression use that experience and really like make you feel what it's like to deal with that. Like one of these songs that I know is beautiful, but I can't listen to unless I'm in the right space is Strange Fruit. I mean, because it's obviously it's about the lynching of Black people in the South. But when you hear that song, it's like, it's empowering almost. It's just like, this is what we came from, and we're still here. You know, go fuck yourself. Like it's not exactly that message. So again, none of us involved in the creation of Murder Skirt have been on the business end of that particular oppression. So yeah, if someone has, please be sure to contact us and let us know so that we're not making a gag out of what you've gone through. But I think this is a beautiful way to kind of go, you know, even if you try and keep people down with bullshit like not letting them have pockets, you know, we'll just imagine the strength that could come from that and give it to somebody to fight motherfuckers like you.
It's the taking your broken heart and turning it into art kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or it's the tools that you have to build out of oppression.
It's a way to cope. It's a way to fight back.
It's a way to resist.
Yeah.
All the pockets. Every pocket ever.
Yeah.
I love that. That's the part that Floppy's hyped about. It's not the fact that you've got these enchanted like hairpins that you can stab in return. It's just pockets.
Because they don't. Because I've seen my wife struggle, and because of her struggle, I struggle because she can't put stuff in her pockets, which means I'm the one ending up carrying. I'm the freaking mule, all right? And I am tired of it. And y'all need pockets so you can carry your own shit.
Thanks.
Everybody gets a level of edge dancing. It's for the pockets.
Thanks, it has pockets. Battle Skirt emotes. I still need to do another emote. I've got one extra slot right now.
Oh, man.
That is currently being used by... I've got 2 of the Critical Miss logo emotes because I was trying to decide which one I like better. It's a toss-up, yeah. Pockets are the simplest, oldest magic.
I have 2 slots that I'm trying to figure out how to fill, so I'm in the process of trying to get something for those, and I'm excited. But I want more. I have so many ideas. I want more, but I can't. I think up till
patriarchy
I can get
affects
up to
everybody. But hope you can get up to the next level and get all of them.
I don't even know if I have any slots. I don't know how to check that.
You've got 1 at least. It depends on how many subs you've got. You can check sub points and see. I think I'm at 35.
I don't know. I don't even know how to check sub points. I'm the worst at having a Twitch channel. Like, I'm the worst channel owner ever.
Oh man, trust me. I've
had to show other people this. Kind of one of the things that we were talking about earlier is like, there's always people that are going to help and assist others. I try to make sure that, like, I know I'm learning Twitch, and I'm happy to share what little I know with people that also don't know.
And that's a good thing. I mean, seriously, I hate elitists. I hate people who are like, oh, you know, I'm going to hoard this knowledge and I struggled for it, so you're going to struggle for it. No, that's not how that works. People are always going to struggle. That struggle is always going to be there. It's just going to be different for people. So, you know, as you pave the way, they're going to find new challenges and they're going to fight those challenges. So that way the people behind them know how to fight those challenges. And that's how progress happens. But if you're going to say, I started at step 1, so you got to start at step 1, doesn't make sense to me. Because that journey is an endless journey. That challenge is an endless challenge. So if you're going to force people to get through that same exact thing you went through, that's bullshit, man. That is such bullshit.
I mean, I feel that with my entire heart. Like, my whole deal is like, everybody eats. There is enough Twitch to go around. There is enough all of this to go around. So it doesn't make any sense not to support as many people as possible, especially because there's still a lot. We are progressive. We are a progressive community. But there are still mountains for us to move. Like, you know, Wizards of the Coast does not have the type of environment that I would want the leading brand in our community to have. And the only way that we can topple that monster is if we have more of us demanding that change to some extent. I honestly believe that if Critical Role, for example, was just like, we're not doing D&D until they fix their shit, Wizards will be more inclined to fix their shit. Now, Critical Role has wrapped themselves in a number of contracts where that can't be a thing that they do right now. They can't move as fast as the rest of us. So I truly believe that if we support more of each other, if we teach more and more people, one of the people that you teach might be the guy that has an idea that makes Critical Role look small. One of the people that you support could be the guy, could be the person that comes up with a game idea that completely removes Dungeons and Dragons from the table.
Yeah.
It's possible. Like, just because something is the front runner right now does not mean that they will always be the front runner. That's why I always tell people that I think one of our problems is that we dream too small. I truly believe that there is somebody out there in the back of their mind with an idea of a game design that is so fluid, so innovative, and so easy to learn that it will just obliterate Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. And I think I agree with that, but I what I'm seeing, or at least this is my opinion of things that have been happening, right, is there's this catch-22 that's in, at least with the current existing a group of people who are in the power that could potentially make the change, but are tied up that can't, because either you're up there and you could make that change, but you're in contract that will not allow you to do so. You're, like you said, Critical Role, I feel like would be a great example of that. They have entrenched themselves so hard in that even if they wanted to, and I'm sure they do, knowing the people, I'm sure they want to make it more of an inclusive space and do more, but because contracts are a thing, they might not be able to. And then you have the opposite side of the spectrum of people who could make the change, who are not so deeply entrenched, but the problem is they're a group of in the minority group, like, you know, so for example, Waters of the Deep, I feel like because, you know, they're a minority group, they can't afford to do that because they already have a limited set of options as it is.
Yeah.
And then
less
taking
resources.
that option, less resources, less options. This is the way to succeed for them. Unfortunately, this is a way for us minorities to succeed because that's the big thing. And so we can't afford to be the ones that pave the way and be the forefront. It has to be someone who is privileged enough and has the resources, but is willing to take the risk and the lower pay cut. And I think this also goes back to something that I'm glad that Uncle is on here as well, because I saw the post that they did, I think yesterday, about how, where are the people, you know, because we always talk about and praise the panels that are being done by, you know, minorities, by Black people, by minorities, and trying to do the effort and trying to take that effort in educating people, but that's not
He
our
also
job.
mentioned that in chat too, where it's just like, we need a rally of white people talking about what the fuck that they're doing.
Yes, because they're the people who are privileged enough, who have the power to actually make the change right now, or push for the change. We can harp all we want, but when the people in power are not willing to acknowledge it, talk about it, and put that forefront so that other people, because like it or not, right, a group that looks at another group is not really going to follow them as much as someone within their own group making the example.
Yeah.
Because to them, that issue is a foreign thing, right? Hey, by the way, hey Floppy, thanks. Sorry, I just noticed the mention. I was like, hi.
Floppy says hi to everybody.
Floppy's
nice.
the best.
Floppy's
they're
the best.
Nice. But you know, it happens with every group, right? When you look at someone that is telling you, hey, I have issues in my community, because you could empathize to an extent, but if you don't have that same issue in your community, you're not going to be able to really understand the extent of the problem. So you might not give the level of support that is needed for the change to happen. But when someone within your own community starts preaching and starts going, hey, this is a problem and this is the reason why, and tries to explain it in your terms, then the change really starts happening because you have the ability to make that change for them. Similarly, you know, the white community is, like it or not, acknowledge it or not, you're the one in power. Mm-hmm. You're the one that has had power for a large majority of history, and you still have that power. But if you do not step up and try to use that power for change, it's going to take a lot longer, or it's not going to happen.
Exactly.
It's not going to happen, at least in my lifetime. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. And that's the sad reality of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say that I know that as a white person, that I need to do a lot of work. And that's kind of the reason why I want to have this platform here, so that we can have people of diverse backgrounds and orientations, and because I know that my queerness does not erase the fact that I have white skin and I have certain set of privileges that will go with that. So I know that I have to put in the extra work, and I know that I have to, and I try to be as open and genuine about that as I can. And I try to make sure that I have uncomfortable conversations so that I can learn and so that I can grow, because it's the only way that I'm gonna.
Yeah. Right now, I was just going to say right now, and just back it up a little bit. Right now, we just brushed on what is a deep schism in our community right now, which is Dungeons and Dragons, just as a whole. There's a subset that's walking away from it, and there's another subset that is, trying to use it to build a platform to try and change it. And like it's bred hostility in the community. Like, and with anything, things can go to the extreme. There are some people that are just like, if you fuck with D&D, I don't fuck with you. And there are some people that are just like, I gotta eat. Yeah. And I think that's I think that is a conversation that we need to have as a community. But we also definitely need white people to start holding themselves accountable. We need them to have a round table and talk about the shit. What are you doing?
Yeah.
To promote diversity. I can't tell you the amount of panels that I have seen about a bunch of different topics that are all white.
Or all white men.
And it's still happening. It's still happening. Oh, yeah. I don't understand how this is still happening.
How many times have I seen a women in gaming panel when it's all headed by white dudes?
Oh, God.
And the thing is, you can get mad at the conventions for setting up these panels. But you also have to look at the people that are on the panel. And you have to go, you look to your left, and you look to your right, and everybody look like you. Mm-hmm. We need for that to become a problem.
Yeah.
And we need for that to become a problem, not in the sense that we tell you it's a problem. We need for that to be a problem when you look into a room and you're like, wait a second. Do we all share 90% of the same opinions? Yeah, then this room needs to change.
One thing that
and if it takes you to step away from it, if it takes you to step down from it to make that change and be like, hey, I appreciate for this opportunity, here is someone else that could better fill this role, or here's someone else that would better deserve this opportunity right now, because I know for a fact, because I'm privileged, I know for a fact that I'm not lacking in that opportunity. I will have other opportunities happen for me, but these people do not get that same level of thought. So let's put them in the forefront, and that's how you make that change happen. And I know that similar panel discussion happened, it was a few months ago, and people stepped away from it. I was so proud of them that they were like, oh, I realized that me being on this panel is me having that privilege, and I will have this opportunity all the time. But I know some great people who are as talented as me on this thing. I know that giving them this opportunity means the world for them, and they don't get this opportunity often. So here you go. So that also needs to happen, I think.
Yeah. I mean, and one of the things that I'm really kind of this, and this is my own personal crusade. It's clear that there are tiers of games. There's the the local scene, the small scene, and then you've got your elite games. We need more representation in those games. And and the thing is, when I say that, I mean, we need more Black folks. We need more POC in general. We need more LGBTQ in those games. We need everybody in those games, but we need more of them. And what I mean by that is we need more than the same 5 or 6 people. We need to grow this community. And the way that we grow the community is by giving more opportunities to more people. That's how we avoid just being able to check somebody off the list with a reserve squad. And that's what I am terrified of, and that's what I desperately want to avoid, because I've seen that happen in the music scene, where it's just like, okay, we're a bar and we need a Black band. We've got 3 Black bands that we call. Let's go get one of them. They'll play the show. Now everybody can shut the fuck up, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I was just going to say, you hit the nail on the head. It's the same recycling of the same people. It's never, let's give more people that opportunity. It's, hey, we already have that one person. Let's bring them in. That one famous, minority. And then we can just, dust off our hands by saying, hey, look, representation. But no,
we did it again.
No, you have a token person. You have one token person that you can refer to.
Because you know that they're safe.
Yes, exactly. And that doesn't work that way. You gotta give people opportunities. You gotta give more people that platform.
And that's how you grow the space.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. Like, you can track, okay, like I remember Scrat was doing a day of games, and you could see, like, with some of the bigger names, just people that were playing with the bigger names got a boost in their platform. And it's just like, that's how you do it. You have your big names, and then you surround it with people you want to introduce to the scene. Like, hey, come for your Matt Mercer, and then you might meet somebody cool along the way.
Exactly.
Just, but you can't keep going. All right, here's Matt Mercer and the same 4, 5, 6 people around him. There you go. Like, who does that benefit?
Make your platform a ladder. It's like, yeah, and fucking up is holding people back, but everyone makes mistakes, and you'll need to fuck up in order to learn how to do things right. Yeah, absolutely. If I fuck up, fucking check me.
Yep. I think the other thing also we need is that when finally other creators who are from those minority groups, who are from the Black community, who are from the POC community or the LGBT community, come up and say, hey, look, I'm doing this thing. Those people, I feel, need the same equal level of support, because even if we do these things, if we don't have the support to do, like, as we're doing, we're gonna, why should we keep doing this? We feel like, right? Why am I putting myself through all of this, but I'm not able to make anything out of this, and no one's willing to support me? Yeah, you have those individuals who have that mental fortitude to just keep going and keep doing it, and eventually maybe something, off chance happens that ends up pushing them into the forefront. But that road is so arduous, so long, and so difficult that, it pushes away people unless you support them, right? For example, like, I'm trying to rep as hard as I can about some of the things that the minority community is doing for like what the new TTRPG group that Cypher of Tyr and a bunch of amazing, I think BJ Walters and I believe oh man, so many amazing people.
That's the Motherland RPG.
Motherland RPG, the Motherland RPG that came about.
Shout out to Latia, former guest on Morning Ritual. She's in that.
So doing that, like, that is exciting. That is amazing, and they deserve. I really, really hope, because they are approaching it from the beginning as a way to be as inclusive as possible for the BIMPOC community, as inclusive as possible for the LGBTQ community, that I want people to be on there and supporting them just as hard as you say support Critical Role, just as hard as you say support the what's the one by the three brothers?
Adventure Zone.
Boys.
Yeah, Adventure Zone, right? Just as much as how they get support, go support these new ventures that are being done by these amazing creators from the minority community, because until they get that same level of support, this is not going to become the status quo.
I mean, and the thing is, there are a lot of people involved in the Motherland RPG that have their own projects as well. So if you love what they're doing with the Motherland RPG, check out their solo shit. Yeah. And not only that, don't just stop there. Like, I continuously vouch for this channel, and I'm going to continuously do it until the day I die. Dicey Amazons needs more love. I still don't understand how they're not fucking famous right now.
You should bring them on the show.
Say less. Like, I'm gonna have them on here. But like, exactly. There are so many people that are out there hustling and grinding and shit. Let's carry our enthusiasm. Doesn't have to stop. Yeah. It doesn't have to stop. I think that's one of the things that's they started talking about it on the Black AF Roundtable, which is there was such an enthusiasm for Black creators for a while there.
Oh yeah.
And it just stopped. It's kind of hard to reconcile, because it's like, were they enthused because they like what I did, or did they follow because the Black guy died?
I 100%, honestly, personally, 100% believe it's the latter, because
it is.
It was an empathy. It was a sympathy follow. It was a sympathy share and sympathy support. It was not because, oh, this person genuinely is doing something that's enjoyable, and I genuinely want to continue supporting this. It was, oh, I'm gonna just follow randomly all bunch of, because this is what I hate about Follow Fridays, right? Because people put out the list and they mean well by it, but if you don't know what they do, if you don't really genuinely research and look into the things and start genuinely supporting that, it's a token follow. You're just doing it to give them, and that's fine too, to an extent. Yes, if that's what it takes, fucking give me that follow, okay? Yeah, that's what you just want sympathy, follow me, do that too. But that is not really going to tackle the crux of the issue. No, and that is having those fans that truly support what you do. And I think a lot of the stuff that came from the Black Lives Matter movement, even to this day, is a sympathy support. It's not these people are genuinely doing something, because it's those types of support, they end as soon as you click follow. Once you click follow, that's it. You don't look into, oh, wow, are they still doing things? Let me see if I can, help lift up what they're doing and bring it into the spotlight. You don't look into, what are the other things that they do? Who are they as a person? How do I engage with them, or not directly, at least engage with their work and bring that to the forefront? That is not what you're doing. You're not trying to lift these people up. You're just trying to make yourself feel good.
Yeah, you're using me to ease up that white guilt.
Exactly. And that's what that is. That's all it is. I don't care if you followed 200 people and after that movement. I care about the 5 people that you're continuing to support, or even the 1 person that you genuinely continue to support, because that's what really matters. That's where the change really happens.
And right? It's been a weird experience being a Black creator in these last few months.
100%.
I mean, you know, and I can only speak to my own personal experience, but like, and one day, my coffee fucking exploded. I'd never seen anything like it. It was very strange. And then, like, I mean, we fast forward to now, and it's, you know, it's like, oh, I forget that I even have a coffee because nothing happens. And the thing is, I feel like I'm being more productive with what I'm putting out now than I was when the coffee was blowing the fuck up. Yep. So, I mean, that's another sign that it's just like, we're paying you because we feel bad that, you know, keep killing Black folks. And it's just like, okay, that's great and all, but here are these projects that I'm doing. Please give a fuck.
And I really like what Alien Jess put out. And I understand, is that Jess? Sorry, sometimes
Alien
Jays, yeah. In the sense that, yes, we're human beings, and we have only so much time in the day and so much energy in the day to give support. And that's what I was trying to get to the crux of the matter about the 5 people or the one person. Because, yeah, no one has the energy to support, to that extent, 100 people. That's not how that works. And that's what I said, fine, do the sympathy follows. That's also one aspect of it. But focus in on those 1 or 2 people that you can really give that actual energy to. Because until you do that, if all of your support is sympathy, that's not going to go anywhere. And I promise you, after a few months, you're going to forget why you followed them. You're going to forget, like, because honestly, when I first started, I didn't know how Twitter worked. And I first got onto Twitter. Again? I still struggle to this day. I did this, and I shouldn't have done this, but I went and just were like, oh, that's a cool artist. That's a cool person. That's a cool person. I'm going to just keep. I think at one point I was at almost 4,000 something follows that I was doing. And I had to scale that back. I had to sit down and really scale that back because I was just like, I don't know 90% of these people. I don't remember why I followed them.
Yeah.
And you know, that's just human nature. But now that I know, okay, I recognize these people, I know the work that they're doing, and I can give them that support because I have the energy. That is where it really matters, because that is what actually helps people.
It's like, is this the same person? The name and icon are different from what I remember when I followed them.
Yeah.
Mine is now.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, and then I think that also helps. And it also helps, I think, like I was going to mention this, that as Punkle just mentioned, it helps curate your feed, because when you do those insta-click follows or the ones where you do like the ones from Follow Fridays, you don't know who you're getting. You really don't. You're taking the word of one person saying that this person is amazing without doing any research. And that's how I got caught in this cycle of constantly building up those follows, is because someone said, hey, these are great people. Oh, okay, then they must be great people. I didn't do my own research. I didn't help curate my space, not just for myself, but anybody else who follows me. Because when I support a certain person, if they're a bad actor, I'm bringing that negativity into my feed. I'm exposing it to other vulnerable people. And that makes my space a negative space.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the other thing I really hate is, I follow this bad person because I like to keep track of them. No, fuck you. That's not how this works.
No.
That is not at all how this works. You giving them a follow is supporting them, regardless if you want to or not. That is giving them the numbers to say that, hey, I have now the platform and the support from people to keep continuing to say what I continue to say. It's not, no one cares why you followed them. They're not going to go, oh, did this person follow me to keep track of me? No. Oh, this person fucking followed me. I have 1 million followers. That must mean that 1 million people agree with what I do.
Or the worst people that'll follow, you'll follow back, and then they'll unfollow.
Yeah.
They just do it for the number.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And you need to make sure that you're supporting people that you want to legitimately support, and that you're following people that... What? Why'd you ban them, Floppy?
Oh, maybe. Oh. But the other thing that Alien Jace just said, lists are your friends. That is 100%. Yeah. If you really want to keep track of these people, make a list of these people without following them, and you still will watch and see what they're saying, so you can counter and you can still protest and you can still do your activities that you want to do.
And that's the thing is, you don't have to follow everyone. Like if there's someone that you one of the people that I follow, Kate or Blue Stockings, etc. She is one of the she works with Magpie for their curated play program. And one of the things that she does is she won't follow you, but she'll make sure she'll check in on you. It's like, hey, this person is in the RPG industry. They are making moves. I'm going to occasionally check in on their feed and just sort of see how they're doing. You don't have to follow to do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. And 9 times out of 10 on the Follow Fridays, anytime I get tagged in them, I get tagged with a whole bunch of other people, and I never get a follow anyways.
I know. Yeah, it never works. I get to get a follow from a Follow Friday. And I genuinely appreciate it. I understand you're trying to support, right? And people have been, I think Critical Bard has been especially harping about this. If you really want to do a Follow Friday, pick one person and then actually talk about what they do. Talk about, hey, this one person does all these amazing things. You should follow them for these reasons. That does a lot more.
Spotlight Sunday.
Oh, I love it. I never heard that. I love that.
I just made it up. Spotlight Sunday, not Follow Friday.
Put the graphics together and let's make it a thing.
Spotlight Sunday. It's kind of like how they did the Critter Hug.
Yeah.
It's like share the Critter Hug with people that you think are good in the community.
Yeah, because I think that generally does a lot more to get people to want to follow you than a random list. Because at that point, all I see is letters. I see a wall of letters that are highlighted in whatever clickable color that it is on Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I was just thinking, like, I look at what has gained me the most followers, other than institutionalized racism, and it's usually shit posting.
Yeah.
Like I mean, really, if you want to support people, kind of highlight them at their best. Like I think a retweet goes a lot farther than a Follow Friday.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Retweet, commenting, liking, right? It literally takes someone 30 seconds at the most if you do all 3 things.
Yeah.
On a post.
Like, retweet, maybe comment if you feel like it, but it depends on the context. You might not necessarily want to comment on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, honestly, I feel like people are more stingy with their retweets than they are with their likes. Or than they are with their follows.
I smashed that retweet button.
I do too. It's bad how much I do it, but at the same time, I had this discussion, especially early on, right when I was getting to the 1,000 followers and around the 2,000 followers. I was genuinely wondering why people, if they, I'm like, hey, retweet my work, can you please retweet it, because that gets more exposure for me, right? And I've learned 2 things from that. One, I understand, because there are some people commenting like, I would love to, but on top of, if I keep doing this, that if I keep retweeting everything that I do, it clutters up my Twitter space so that people don't get to see my work as well. So I try to be very judicious on who I retweet, which I kind of get. The other thing I realized is Twitter is weird. The algorithm is so confusing. I do not understand. I've had posts that have had 500 retweets get maybe 30 likes, and I don't understand how that happens. I don't know.
I feel that.
It's so how many more viewers does Twitter followers and retweets produce? Honestly, the easiest way to support a stream is by retweeting, because it gets eyes. It breaks Twitter's algorithm. The algorithm will stop links and photos from getting through. So Twitter's not a good place for you to post art or for you to post links to things, because Twitter's algorithm will hide links. But if you retweet it, it cuts that algorithm out of the equation, because you are retweeting someone's post, not the link. It beats the system a little bit. So the easiest way that you can support any stream or any artist or anything is just by retweeting their work. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Because it beats the algorithm. And that way you also get your followers' eyes. People that don't necessarily follow me or Noir or KP will see, hey, this person is kind of cool and is doing something kind of cool. It keeps the cycle going.
I mean, to me, the power of the retweet is just, it spreads. It spreads. It's, if you like something, there's a chance that it comes up on your timeline, maybe. But if you retweet it, then it's definitely on your timeline. And people that vouch for you, people that are following you, see what you're interested in and are more inclined to join in or check it out. In terms of just regular content, just having them check it out is huge, because that's how people find what they like. I can't tell you how many times a web comic has been retweeted and I'm like, oh, that strip is funny, and then I go to the actual webcomic and it becomes my favorite thing. I bookmark the webcomic, so on and so forth. Then I end up buying merch. So
the cycle continues.
Right. So it's just like, if you see something that you like, retweet. But to KP's point, if you are also a creator trying to make sure that you're pushing your brand, then you need to be
Alien.
I'm not going to say conservative because I'm just mad at that word right now. You need to be more mindful of what your current timeline looks like.
Yeah. Because people will check out your timeline and see what you're up to.
Alien Jay says, I had one person retweet something small of mine and their followers then retweeted it, and it just kept going. It's a momentum thing.
Exactly.
100%. It's an avalanche. It's a snowball, right? It's that entire roll it down a hill and then eventually grows into something big.
It's like on Twitch, hosting a channel gets it out there. If you host a channel, people will look at your page and see, hey, this person's kind of cool, and they'll start going through and following that way. That's kind of how my tattoo went viral. Is someone with a big account like 5,000 followers retweeted it, and then next thing I know, it has 1,000 likes and 800 retweets.
Oh, so it's funny. It's
the only thing I've gone viral for ever.
I knew Anita's tattoo before I met Anita, and I saw a picture of yours, KP, before I ever bumped into you.
And tattoo?
No, just a picture that you did. So you had a picture where it was like animated fire.
Oh yeah,
that was being shot out. It was the fucking coolest thing ever.
My cinemagraphs.
Oh my god, they're so fucking dope. So it's what essentially what I'm trying to say is that when you spread people's work and it travels, not only are you supporting that artist, but you're kind of building them up a bit. Like, because I was extraordinarily, I'm still extraordinarily hyped to talk to you, KV, because it's just like, I ran into your work before you, and that builds a bit of like, that builds people up. I can't help it. It's a thing. Like, it with Anita's tattoo, it's just like, oh my god, I've seen it so many times in so many places. Like, you must be, like, so that kind of reaction, it helps creators.
Yeah, 100%.
It helps them walk into a room and like not feel what creators are actually feeling, which is just like, oh god, what am I doing here? I don't fucking belong.
That is a mood. I don't think that ever goes away unless you're a narcissist. I don't think that feeling ever goes away, because you're just sitting there going, how the fuck did I get here? What is happening?
That is the viral tweet. My only viral tweet.
Trust me, and the weird, I've gone viral maybe 2 or 3 times, and it was for the most random shit that I did not expect to go viral for. I went viral for my post on how to make chai. I went viral.
I saw that one.
On the post about my beard. I think those are the two major ones. Those, and then I think my other viral one that was back in last September, about oh my god, about a year ago, was my first post about my Gilmore cosplay.
Yeah, your Gilmore, like,
we need to get you in your Gilmore costume next to Gabe in his Gilmore costume, so we can just
I would die so fucking happy.
Destroy the Critter fan base.
We've been talking about that. This was actually supposed to be a year for that, right? Like I was ready to go to so many goddamn conventions. Like I was finally in a place, both monetarily and life-wise and popularity-wise, where I'm like, I can get to meet some really cool ass people. And I'm gonna go to I was supposed to go to Gen Con. I was supposed to go to, I think, GettyCon. I had plans for. I was supposed to go to Denver, the Denver Pop Culture Comic Con.
Yeah.
DPCC. Hallmat. I was going to be in a lot of places, and I was going to meet a lot of fun people. I think I had a shoot with CB that he wanted to do. I had a meetup with Gabe so that we could do this thing.
Yeah.
We were supposed, there was going to be
There were
content.
plans.
There were plans. And then 2020. But honestly, I think honestly, even though all these plans got sidetracked, I still think that regardless of what happened, right, it's about how you make opportunities. You don't wait for opportunities, is what I like to say. Yeah. Is because even though all this shit has happened, me not giving up, me still trying to push, because I generally, if I had not been laid off in May, if COVID had not been a thing where I didn't go to conventions, you would have seen simply KP the photographer. That's what I would have remained as at the most, maybe, excuse me, KP the TTRPG streamer or on other people's channels, but I would not have had the time nor the patience nor the gumption or the motivation out of desperation, honestly speaking, to explore, Twitch streaming, explore all these shows that I do on there, explore wanting to do other more creative collabs online with other people. Like, for example, Nora and I, we have something going on that is in the plans that would probably not have happened had I not been in the position where I'm at today.
So fucking excited.
I'm so excited. Do not.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Do not give that. You know what I'm saying. Don't say it. Do not say. I know what you want to say. I know what you want to say. I'm not gonna let you.
I just want to talk about my horse. I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, Nor. You know what I'm talking about. I do not want to know how that's gonna go over with anybody out there, but dear Lord, you are a work.
We gonna get in trouble.
Nick's put on a kilt and Twitter lost its mind. Nick's made horny stones and Twitter lost its mind.
Yeah, exactly.
I love just dorky teacher. Oh shit, that killed for
cosplays you.
Yeah, hi. Hello.
Oh my god.
We've been at this for 2 hours. Do we want to take like a 10-minute break?
Yeah.
Yes, I would like to use the restroom.
Yes, please. Absolutely.
All right.
So yeah, we're gonna just take a quick 10-minute break. We will be back, and we will talk more. Maybe get into the That Guy segment of the show.
The That Guy segment, yeah.
I'm a little nervous. I don't know what this is about, but okay. Let's do this.
Nora has a horse. That's what I got from that. And then as soon as the pandemic started, I am pointing my motorcycle towards your direction, KP, says Nix. All right, everybody.
Oh my god, please. Oh, I'm waiting for that day.
All right. See y'all in 10.
See y'all in 10.
All right.
All right.
At least.
And then we will
Sorry,
act as that guy spotting guide. We will quantify and categorize that guy.
So I should also inform you that the reason that we have this segment is
and
because we fully intend to come up with a book called the That Guy Bible, how to identify and nullify the that guy at your table. So we've been talking about all of the different. I mean, with every guest that we've had on, it's kind of depressing, but also amusing at like how we all have these stories and kind of grown past them.
The overcompensator, I think, gave us the overcompensator was the one that gave us the dusk-colored man, which is probably the best one that we've got.
We've got a lot of morning ritual lore.
We've got lore. We've got stories.
What?
I can tell that story.
Tell that story, please.
So I was playing a game with a white DM who was trying to introduce a character that was black.
Oh, I see where this is going.
I don't even have to tell you the rest. But you know, he brought the character out. This character stands tall and proud, and they're a dusk-colored man.
They tried to say black, but they said dust color instead. Oh, well. So what were they trying to achieve there?
I did not say black because I guess if he said black in my presence, I would have been offended.
If I'd been drinking, it would have spewed on my monitor.
I would have just been like,
"Hi, Lily Sparks. Thank you for that follow."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just enjoying watching KP digest.
I think everybody has the same reaction. And that's the most glorious part about this, is that everybody has the exact same reaction when you tell this story. There's always like this.
I'm trying to figure out what... Because whenever someone says dust color, I think dusty. I just think ashy. I'm like, listen, motherfucker, I moisturize, right?
Dusk.
There's a reason I moisturize to avoid that situation.
Oh,
dusk is in the time of day.
D-U-S-K.
Right, no, I understand.
Oh, but you're still thinking like...
Because I don't understand what... Are they just trying to say, like, really dark? Like, how... Because that is a broad spectrum.
We determined that dusk-colored is like the color of a sunset, or the color of like a deep purple.
I don't know what he was thinking, but it's still the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard.
So Latia and Noir and I have developed the dusk-colored man, who is your warlock patron, your new deity. The dusk-colored man is older than time, younger than the newest newborn baby. He is everything and nothing, and he is standing there behind the curtain in all of your TTRPGs to smack people upside the head who decide to describe POC as dusk-colored men.
No, I understand, like, if you want to quantify after the fact on the exact skin tones, because, so, like, if you started with, oh, you know, he's a black man, and he has a, you know, slightly, as if though it's, like, and you're trying to describe the level of darkness and like the undertones, because you know you're not just
cool
black
skin,
or you're not just
warm
brown.
Black skin.
Exactly. And this is something I really enjoyed learning myself, because I'm going to be part of a production, a live TTRPG production coming in January, and the character I'm super excited for it. It's called Void. I'm going to be joining them. So they've already started 2 seasons of it.
Is that Unmade Gaming?
Yes, Unmade with Unmade Gaming, Little Red Dot, Nomadic, all these amazing people that I'm going to be. I'm so excited to play this. I haven't talked about my character yet. Amazing people that I'm going to or their names or anything. But as I'm researching, trying to describe them, I realized that obviously skin tones, they're so nuanced. You can't just describe them with one base color. There's undertones, there's shades, there's all these factors that go into it that create this, beautiful skin tone. And so I was like, I want a way to properly describe this. So I looked up, and even myself being a brown person, I didn't have the vocabulary range to properly describe my own skin tone. So exploring this myself, I realized, wow, there's some great ways to really properly, and it also, I need to find that link again, but because it talks about the appropriate way to describe skin tones and the inappropriate way to describe skin tones, and how you can make combinations of the appropriate ways to really flesh out your character, right? Mm-hmm. And I would have been fine with dust-colored skin if they started with, oh, they're a black person, and their skin tone is slightly dust-colored with, kind of like that orangish hue, like a sunset. That sounds poetic. That sounds beautiful. You're making my skin sound beautiful. But then when you're trying to cop out with saying just dust color, I'm like, wait, just say black. Just say brown. Goddamn, that's my base color.
I think you just hit on something, which is it. A lot of the times, it's not just what you say, but it's the tone in which you say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I think what makes Dust Colored Man, in the sense that it was presented to me, I think what makes it so funny is because of the panic. And I don't think it's so much the words that we're laughing at, so much as the panic, which is just like, why are you scared of me and my blackness at your table?
It's
my guy, run your game. We're cool. And I think ultimately, us using Dust Colored Man is like shorthand for laughing at white fear of, POC at the table. It's just, honestly, you can run your game, dude. Just
I
think what I described my character, right, that I'm creating for this, and this will be the first snippet, right, exclusive. But the way I described their skin tone was dark, and it's umber brown skin with copper undertones.
Nice.
So
okay, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And look, I can't stress this enough. Void was already a lit ass game.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good.
So you need to check this out, because I didn't know you were gonna be on it. So is it Eris on that as well?
Yep, Eris Savad, Nomadic, Unmade Games, Little Red Dot is our GM. I'm blanking Paul's handle because it's a little bit different. God damn it, I keep blanking. Let me see if I can find
the other member.
No. His is in what 123. INWHAT 123. That he's amazing. The entire cast. So what I'm actually doing, if y'all didn't know, every Wednesday, because this is homework for me now, I need to catch up on 2 seasons worth of shows. So I actually started a show on my Twitch where it's me live watching with other people, 2 episodes each week. So that way, by the time, because in November is when I'm going to have a one-on-one game with Little Red Dot to introduce my character. So by that point, I need to be at least somewhat aware of the overall story. And we're going to actually have, and right now what they're also doing is they're doing one-shots with each individual character to show what's happening between season 2 and season 3. So on top of the 22 episodes of 2 seasons that came from 2 seasons, they're having these additional one-shots that lead up to season 3 to kind of bridge the gap. And I'll be the final one-shot that happens before that, that next season 3, and kind of shows.
What a way to be introduced into an ongoing series.
It's so well done. I'm enjoying this process so much, and there's such a great group. And what I love about this is, right, and this really comes back to what I said at the very beginning about what my driving force is to creating my TTRPG and how I approach projects. I'm very much narrative driven, and this game is a narrative driven game. And these guys get into it. They really, really embody their characters.
Tears. I think that show pulls the heartstrings.
I'm not there yet, so don't.
I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna say tears.
Yeah, one-on-one is such a cool thing to do, right, Noir?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's not like I have a show.
Speaking of one-on-one games, we covered that at the beginning of the show, Husha. But
hey, repeat it.
Yourself.
Always repeat. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So hi, I have a show coming out on my Twitch channel called Dungeons and Deep Dish. It's essentially where I sit down with an individual from the TTRPG community, and we have an interview, just a deep one-on-one conversation about themselves, their history in the TTRPG community. And then we're going to have a segment where we start to build their character for the one-shot. And then after that, it's just going to be a smaller interview portion where I am interviewing them about their character. Because I truly believe that one of the things that makes our hobby so special is that we're able to work through a lot of the shit that we're going through in our own lives. And it's very interesting to see what we pull out of ourselves to put into characters. Ooh. And I would love to kind of take a deep look at that. Like, you know, we all have created tons of characters that we're never ever going to play. Mm-hmm. Why do we do that? I think that we do that not only because, you know, man, it'd be cool to put monk with barbarian and see what the fuck happens, but also it's just like, you know, I'm here's a bit of myself that I want to stow away just in case there's an opportunity to use it. Here's another case where we stow away another part of myself and I have the opportunity to play it. So I just want to take a look at the characters that they create, try to get an understanding of, you know, why did you make this character? You know, is there anything in yourself in this character that you can see? What are some troubles that you would like to see this character overcome? That kind of deal. And just get a sense of how they feel about the character, what they want for the character, all that kind of stuff. And then I will run them through a one-shot.
Ooh, oh, that sounds so fun.
I will run them through a one-on-one one-shot. Using a lot of what I learned in the entire interviewing process, including when I was just talking to them about their history, all the way up to interviewing them about their character. And I think I think together that's just intimate enough to make a very nice short story that means something. And
so proud of
I'm just gonna clap because that is a beautiful idea. I'm gonna clap to that, seriously.
So I'm excited to do it because I there is a lot of heart in our games, and I feel like our hobby at its best is when you completely invest yourself in the character and you let yourself feel there's nothing better than like actually caring about another character and protecting that character. You know, to me, that's where I get my highs. So being able to rip that open and examine it, like, you know, okay, what made how can we make that moment in the amount of time that we have? I think that's just going to be fun. And I can't wait to fucking do it.
Oh man. Is there any wait list for this?
I'm putting together a guest list now, and I mean, if you want in on it, I'm excited to do it.
Bro, you have to ask.
It's that imposter syndrome going. I'm just like,
okay. No, I feel that. I hear that.
That's the thing is, like, you did. Thank you so much. I want to thank you for like letting me be a small part of it, just by making the overlay and the logo and.
Oh no! You made it real. Like I had this idea, and I was like, if you could, maybe. And you're like, yeah, I can make it, and it's made. And Alien Jace, this show will be happening Sunday mornings.
Because your Saturday mornings are filled.
My Saturday mornings are booked, and so are my Sunday evenings.
Oh man, yeah, I feel that.
So yeah, this is gonna be a Sunday morning show because morning shows are gonna be my brand, baby.
Yeah, the replies on the thread are over 100.
Oh, I need to see that thread. I need to.
It's wild. I didn't think people would take to the idea like they did, but there's been some shows of support that's got me all fucking gritted like a moron over here. I was gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say.
As you should. Like, honestly, you deserve so much. You do so much for this community, and you do so much for
that's my deal. That's my deal. I think like everybody's trying to do their best to like make each other smile, and that's what makes a good community. The one thing that I did want to know is this Dungeons and Deep Dish will be utilizing 5th edition. I tried to do my best. To find another system that I could learn quickly and would work best for this show, and I couldn't. I'm not exactly stoked about it.
I understand. Like I said, man, when I mentioned earlier that people who harp on creators, especially on, so me personally, I did my best to step away. I was like, you know what? Until they fix their shit, I personally am not going to work on or play on D&D related stuff. But that should not mean I harp on other people, because I don't know what is putting them in that situation that they have to play that. Especially because I know most of the people that I follow, I do my best to research, and I know they're not the type of people that condone these things. So there's an ulterior reason why they have to do it, and that's because either they don't have the capacity or the time or the resources to learn a completely new system. They can't afford to do it because they are a minority group that doesn't get opportunities anyways. So it comes back to that conversation we had about, you're only given so many opportunities as a minority, and if you do not grab all of those opportunities, regardless of what it is, you don't get it. You do not have the same level of reach as a white creator does. I'm sorry to say.
No.
It's really fucked up. This is. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so do not feel guilty about it. I mean, that's the reason why, like, this is something that Critical Bard had said, and that really hit it home for me. Like, because I had projects right back in May before all this blew up, where I was gonna be on some pretty great live stream games for it's gonna be a campaign, like 2 campaigns. D&D related campaigns with some great people that I really truly admire, and I still do. But I had to step away because of that situation. But that means that I had the privilege to step away from it. I knew that if I did, I still can possibly take other opportunities. But it shouldn't mean that I harp on people who can't or choose not to, because they just can't. They're not able to. So when I see like people like Cypher of Tyr, or when I see Critical Bard doing great things in these communities, while still doing it in that that D&D sphere, I'm still going to support them, because they need that support. They need that space to grow. That they can't just pick up, they're not going to get the same level of support if they pick up, say, Quest, right? That's the other alternative a lot of people are talking about. As much as we want to support that, and this comes back to that conversation about, it's the people in power who need to make that change and push forth the new systems and the new rules and the new space, so that way, as minorities, until we can have that equal level of power to make these great changes, it needs to be that space that makes that change, so that then we can be safe to continue it and follow on that and be like, okay, now I know in this sphere I have the opportunity. Because I was going to say the right likes to talk about trickle-down economics. This is the real trickle-down economics, because we're the ones who gets the dregs of opportunities here. We're the ones who get that last little morsel, and we got to take, because we're hungry. We're fucking starving.
That's exactly it. It's just like I'm trying to be a part of and create stuff in the TTRPG community that does not rely on Wizards of the Coast. I mean, that's where the idea of like a Dr. RPG came from. It's a way where you can still celebrate the TTRPG community that has nothing to do with Dungeons and Dragons. It's just it's just a fun little gag. I've had quite a few projects and ideas that I had to put on the back burner or just completely get rid of because of this situation. And I had, I like coming up with show ideas because it's my favorite thing to shitpost. And Dungeons and Deep Dish has always been something that I wanted to do.
Yeah. Because
I feel like with enough time and practice, eventually I'll be able to, with somebody, just truly get to a genuine moment and examine it. Because I think doing that makes it a lot more accessible to people who might be interested in joining the hobby. Like, I don't just intend to have all people that are familiar with TTRPGs. I want to bring in some new people and see if the magic is something that we can recreate. So this has been something that has been in the back of my mind that I've been very passionate about. And it's hard because I hate what Wizards of the Coast has done. With Orion, with the tokenism, with Merles, with Zach, whatever the fuck his name was. It's just there's a laundry list of that has not been addressed. And I still hold to, and this is probably why I'm probably be blacklisted forever. But you've got the Wizards of the Coast online personalities that are always, I'm one of the geeks with you. I'm right there with you. I'm in the fight with you guys. But when the Merle shit goes down, they go fucking silent. That tells us what it really is. We're customers, and that's it. It's all about the fucking bottom line. And when that's the case, passion can only influence so much. Morals can only influence so much. If your morals cost my bottom line, then fuck your morals. I mean, and so it's a reality that we got to deal with. But God damn it, I really want to be in this space and I really want to create shit. So
yeah. And this is the struggle that I'm feeling with my TTRPG, right? Because obviously, if I base it on D&D, right? If I use D&D as the system for it, I know for a fact it's going to have a much bigger growth, at least from what I know, that because of the reach of D&D, because of the not accessibility, but how entrenched it is in the TTRPG community and the behemoth that it is, the reach is going to be a lot more than if I used any other system. And for a creator that's wanting to bring something new, trying to expose more people to my culture and expose people, because the entire reason I even want to do this, right, is because interacting with so many people on Twitter now has exposed me to a lot more of the creative types. A lot of my people that I consider as friends are now more of the creative types, be it artists, writers, singers, what have you. And I realized that a lot of them draw inspiration, not because they want to or not because they're intentionally doing it. It's just subconsciously at a certain point, they keep drawing from Western ideologies, Western philosophies, Western tropes, and because that's what it is. That's what, everybody's exposed to. So
yeah.
And so even for a POC like myself, I realized my mind at times is so entrenched with that even when I come up with ideas, that's where I draw inspiration from. And I realized, why am I doing that? There are so many other cultures out there, so many other people out there, and stories to be told that I can take inspiration and bring into the space and make it more interesting and more unique and bring more perspectives, that so that people can play these and go, wow, there's more out there that I can learn from. It's not just this one space.
Yeah.
Right. And so I want this to be as popular as it can be, but at the same time, I have to struggle with the moral aspect of it, going, if I don't want to use D&D because I don't want to support the message that WotC has done. And I have to question myself, am I privileged enough to be able to walk away from it and still make something that's going to be successful enough?
Yeah.
But I know for a fact internally, deep down, that if I go with D&D, there's going to be that level of success that comes with just that brand name, just using that brand name that I cannot recover no matter how hard I try. Unless,
I mean, it's a literal deal with the devil.
Exactly. And obviously it aches a little bit, because it's like the way I put it on a tweet, right? It's seeing your child and knowing that they have potential, but you don't have the money to put them through the best school because the best school is corrupt.
Exactly. It's a good jumping off point, and D&D has become synonymous with TTRPG, and that's a problem. Absolutely. Yep. We don't stream Dungeons and Dragons on this channel. That's just kind of something that I personally decided that I wanted to expose people to other systems. I started with D&D.
Yep, same.
Exactly. But we don't stream RPG. We don't stream D&D 5e as a system on this channel. I know that that's a sacrifice that I have to do, because the D&D tag on Twitch gets on average more viewers than the TTRPG tag. Again, because it's accessible, because it's that big name, because everybody knows D&D.
I bet you anything most people don't. When you say, because I've said TTRPG and they're like, what the heck is that? I'm like, oh, and then I go D&D, like, oh, I know what Dungeons and Dragons is. I'm like, because people think that is it.
Yeah.
That is the it. TTRPG is Dungeons and Dragons. TTRPG is not a category. It's like It's like when people say I had curry, I'm like, what? That's a category. You're telling me I had soup. What kind of what soup? What curry? Tell me what you had. And so that doesn't make sense to me. And similarly, it's when people say, oh, I think that's what happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's
part of me, and I'm really digging the creator side of this conversation, because I feel like a lot more people could benefit from seeing behind the curtains of what goes into all the stuff that they consume. But part of me wanted to treat, and this is gonna sound silly, but this is how I understood it in my mind. Part of me wanted to treat the system that we're using for Dungeons and Deep Dish like the chicken wings on Hot Ones, which is, if you don't fuck with it, then we will use a different system. Like, the way they do, if you're vegan, we got vegan wings for you.
Yeah.
And I do think that's the way that I want to go with it. But the problem with how I was presenting that to myself, I was kind of using it to justify the decision, instead of just owning up to the fact that it would be easier and more beneficial for me if D&D is the default. And I was trying to use the guest choice as a way of wiping my hands clean of that. And that's where you get to playing both sides of the fence and not accepting responsibility. If you have it on the stream at all, then you've got to own up to it.
I mean, for example, like, I know for a fact, since I took this decision, I've had multiple opportunities that I've had to miss because I took that conscious decision of not wanting to use D&D. I know for a fact that if I had stuck with that, and if I stuck with using D&D, I would have had a bit more of a reach. Maybe more people would know about me and about what I do. And it definitely hurts. And I definitely flip-flop back and forth going, can I maybe at least make a concession by thinking I'm playing with people who are trying to use this system for good?
You try to rationalize and justify.
Yeah, and then that's totally fine. And like I said, it's per person basis, right? You cannot brush every single person in a single, with a single color by saying, "Oh, y'all are bad because you took up, you're supporting this." No, it's on an individual to individual basis and their motives as to why they do it and why they have to do it. It's not even like, "Oh, I have a choice and I took this choice." No, you literally have that one choice if you want to succeed, right?
I mean, there's a lot of doors that D&D is the key to open.
Yeah. And it hurts because I know that there were several creators. Like I had a charity stream that was offered to me that I could do with someone who was going to do a D&D live stream, and I had to drop it because I'm really sorry. I just don't do D&D. Not that I'm saying you don't do it. I just don't. But it hurts nonetheless because I'm like, that's an opportunity that's missed.
Exactly. And
I know,
as you were saying earlier, as a POC in the community, you need to take any opportunity you can get.
Yep.
Because you aren't given those same advantages that someone like me would be.
Yep. And that's why I have to diversify, because if I were to stick to a single path, I know I won't be able to go as far. That's why I have to do photography. That's why I have to do live Twitch streamings. I have to do live games with other people and other systems. Because if I just were to do any one single one of those, I might still grow, but my growth rate won't be as high. My potential of growth, ultimately reaching a certain level, won't be as high. So I have to diversify and kill myself every day, working hours upon hours on each thing. Because if I don't,
you'll miss out.
I'll miss out.
Yeah.
And we're back to a conversation I had before about the whole mediocre white voice. Just kind of, the thing is, I think most POC can relate to this conversation that they have with their parents, which is you need to work twice as hard for half as much. And I don't really think that people appreciate just how true that is and just how well we listened. If you look at a lot of your favorite POC creators in any form, generally they're like KP was saying, you don't have the luxury to just be a photographer. You don't have the luxury of just being a live streamer. You don't have with PLC, it feels like there's an expectation of what else can you do.
Oh God, yeah, that's the question.
It's just like, oh wow, you're really good at that. What else can you do? Oh, you do that too? Cool. What else can you do? And it's just like,
I'm at the point where I'm just like, hell, I'll make a stream of me just juggling because I know how to juggle the bare minimum of 3 balls. And if it takes me, to be successful, 3 hours, I'll add that. I'll add 3 hours of me just juggling balls, if that's what it takes for me to be successful. Because at this point, I have to find every freaking scrap of opportunity.
Yeah.
Especially as someone who's currently unemployed, who is looking for every method of getting money that I can so I can sustain myself, my family, and everything that I do. Oh God, do not entice that. That was a joke. Oh, this comes back.
Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna yell at the person that said that. Jamie, no.
No, I appreciate
He's in the other room. That's literally my spouse.
Oh, okay. But
yeah, the hustle. It's
and genuinely, honestly speaking, like my patrons know this, and I gave a sample of this. I literally sat down the other day. I'm like, what more can I do? I said, children's book. I'm gonna write myself a children's book, and I'm gonna publish a children's book. And I started. I have 2 pages of it done already.
Alien,
and I was just like,
shitposts becoming things.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can see them not letting this go.
Hey, listen. You support me. You come on there. You subscribe.
Drop some bits.
Pay me to freaking do this, and I will do this. I will be. If you say dance, monkey, dance, and chuck some change at me, I will do this. But give me.
You know what?
500-bit reward.
You need to make Juggle Stream like the highest tier Patreon reward.
Oh dear Lord!
What's your coffee?
That's what it comes down to. You pay me enough, I will do it. There's nothing that in this world money cannot buy, but as long as damn you, Ender. Damn it. Okay. I love you, but damn it.
Hi, Ender. Welcome to the stream.
Shirtless on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't even know what. Do I just stay silent? Is that what I do? I just stay silent and I juggle? What is the format of this?
You just gotta stare at the camera.
Just stare at the camera and just juggle. Keep eye contact the whole time.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. But yeah,
no music.
No music, just silence.
Just silence.
Just the continuous judgment of others for making me do this is all you're getting. Juggling and judgment. That is the title. There it is. That's my title for this show. Juggling and judgment. No, do not. No, Ender, stop it. Stop it. No.
There's your Patreon.
I hate you.
D&D? More like J&J.
All right. Y'all follow me. Y'all pay me. I'll do this. Those are my criteria. You gotta do these 3 things.
Hey, let's grow the brand, y'all. Grow the brand. Animated picture. Oh my god.
I will put a tier, but like it'll be the basic tier is me just juggling by myself. The next tier is me juggling as Gilmore, and then the final tier is me juggling naked. That's what's gonna be.
Oh my god!
But you're not gonna see any bits. It's just gonna be me.
Wink. Says Floppy.
Bet you didn't think you'd end up opening up an OnlyFans when you decided to join us on Morning Ritual.
Final tier.
This show is scary and I don't like it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this chaos.
The final tier.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This is Puckle's fault. Puckle and Ender.
The final tier, though.
The worst part. You want to know what the worst part is?
What?
I am genuinely considering this now.
I'm genuinely going. Pounds. Don't test me. Says Ender.
Oh, Ender.
Oh my god, I love this.
I appreciate everything you do for me, but please, I would not be. I would feel so goddamn guilty. I would feel so guilty. Don't do that to me.
The people want to see Gilmore juggle. I've just been reminded I need to sub to your Patreon. See, there we go.
There you go.
Thank you. Oh no.
You get results. You might not approve of our methods. But we get results.
We're the most reckless cops on the force.
We're a danger to ourselves and everyone around us.
I never knew this was gonna.
You're welcome.
My brain is like running at 100 miles per hour, but at the same time, I'm literally a computer that's lagging like crazy. God. That has that intense moments of 120 FPS and then 0, and I'm just sitting here going.
The amount of times I've been harassed to start an Only Kilts account, I feel your pain.
Oh my god.
Not getting enough notice? Threaten to juggle. I don't know how to juggle.
Oh my god. Like, is Only Kilts a thing? Like, I'm gonna look it up.
No,
and my FBI agent is gonna be so confused. Only Kilts.
Oh my god.
Okay, it's not
cheese
a real
sticks
site.
and marinara. Oh, wait, am I missing a conversation here? Is there another pizza conversation happening?
I have no idea if this is a.
No, that's me. And no, Fluffy. No. I had a character who might have sexily ate cheese sticks.
Nor.
Don't look.
Nor.
I was going through some
Why?
things.
And you aren't now?
I mean, I never stopped going through things. I haven't brought it up in months.
It was due.
Oh.
That's me and no floppy. I wasn't paying attention to a sec. That's where you tune back into that. Noir.
The show has officially gone off the rails, and I'm here for it.
We never had rails to begin with. What are rails, even?
Alright, so I have a question.
Right.
I don't. I'm just trying to get the thought of only kills out of my head.
So has anybody thought of that guy? Because we really glossed over that.
Oh my god,
yeah, that's right. That's what we were talking about.
The conversation just went on a tangent. Where we're going, we don't need rails. This is definitely a sandbox format, not a railroad campaign.
Oh man.
So, let's see, does anybody have a bad guy story? Do you have one for us, Anita?
I don't know that I do, but have anybody had like a game where you feel like there's people that are playing a different game than you?
All the time.
Honestly, I think I've been coddled a little bit because a lot of the games that I've played, people have used safety tools. And I think that really, really, really helps mitigate this situation or similar situations like this, because you already create the expectation, you know what you want, and then you know what your stop points are and how to trigger those stop points. So that has helped a lot. I think if I can even think of one, would be when I first, like my first 2 or 3 games of D&D that I ever played, and it was the Lost Mines of Fandalver, right? The beginner level tutorial games of those. And honestly speaking, I feel that I may have been slightly that guy in the sense of I was a rogue and I'm going to play as a rogue. And a rogue means that I steal everything. I steal all the rewards. If I'm in a room that no one else is in, I will take the rewards and not tell anybody that I took the rewards. And I got so frustrated with people because they were like, oh, I'm a paladin, so I'm going to obviously check the rogue. I'm just like, you don't know. Wait, hold up. You can't just suspect someone simply because of their class. And I don't know. It was an entire situation of me being very frustrated because we didn't have those expectations set. I didn't know how to play the game. So it was just just initially not having that guidelines, but ever since then, any game I've ever played, especially with a DM that has a knowledge and knows how to use those safety tools, has been wonderful. Like, for example, every Saturday. So tonight, promotion. Tonight, every Saturday I play a game called Waverly 98. It's a bubblegum shoe campaign. So the way I like to tell people is think of it as essentially think of it as Stranger Things, but set in the 90s. So instead of the 80s nostalgia, you got the 90s nostalgia happening here.
I'm here for
it. It is amazing. And I'm not sure if we have it tonight. I need to double check because I know we were planning on taking a break for a bit. I need to double check, but it is so fun. It is so fun, and it's played with a bunch of we have two minorities of POC kind. We have several minorities of from the LGBTQ community, and we gel so well together. Everybody's just amazing, and it's on the Make Believe channel. Thank you, Sphinx. Okay. It's run by Atomic Firebird. It is. I have so much fun playing that game, and because we use safety tools, we already know our expectations and what we want, and I've never become such close to friends who I'd never, because before we started the stream, I knew none of them. I randomly, our DM messaged me who I barely knew at the time. They were just someone who was following me, and they were like, hey, I have this game if you're interested. And I think it was after that conversation of me not wanting to play D&D anymore. They're like, hey, if you're not into D&D, we have, I'm planning this bubblegum shoe campaign that's super fun. would you be interested? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. And now I can't imagine a Saturday without these people. Like, just
That's
random
awesome.
strangers, and now we're like some of the closest friends, and I have so much fun playing with them.
That's my whole heart.
And
I know, right?
Well, because that's how we met.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than when you enter a group and you're like, oh, fuck this, chemistry all over. Like, what the shit?
I want
Exactly.
all these
Like,
people
we were
to be my people.
Exactly. And we were supposed to only have like one season of this. We were just supposed to be like, it was supposed to be a thing that because it was originally on the it was on a different channel. I'm blanking the name of the welcome to the
Welcome to the
Welcome
party.
to the party. Yes, welcome to the party. And it was a quick, just a one season thing. Supposed to actually end early September. And then we decided to switch and move to the Make Believe channel. By God, we are so glad we did that, because now we're even considering a season 2 and continuing this and keep going. And the character I play is, and this goes back to the conversation I think about your new show that you were doing, and why I'm so excited about it, Nor, is about how having characters that embody you or have aspects of you and why you do that. The character I play, Arvind, on the show is pretty much me. Like 98% of him is me. He's a photographer and an aspiring journalist. He's a new immigrant that just moved to this town 3 years ago with his family, who run a local motel shop, a motel, and they're struggling and learning to cope with this new country. But at the same time, I didn't want to create any tropes about, oh, I'm going to have an accent, I'm going to be clueless about American culture. No, because when I first moved here, within a year, less than a year, I was already familiar with how, I was Americanized. It doesn't take that long. So I'm just like, I'm not going to have an accent. It's literally who I am. It's
right.
Me in this character, and I enjoy it so much. And it helps me explore a lot of the feelings, a lot of the things that I went through when I first came into this country in a more safe manner and in the direction that I would have loved to have it go when I was back then. Not like, dealing with any sort of racism or anything, but it was more of an ideal situation of, hey, if I moved to this country now, and I had the control, this is how I would have that narrative go down. And,
See, what I love about that is like, and sorry to interrupt, just really quickly, I just want to say, like, nobody could play that better than you, is what I mean.
Because
exactly.
Experience.
Because like a lot of people might, like, I have a backstory that's similar, but nobody has the life experience to bring to life a character like that, like you do. And so yeah, I'm actually looking forward to checking this out. Is Ren in this game?
Yep, Ren's in this game. Oh, Ren is amazing, guys. So good. The character that they play is Corey, and they're the himbo of our group. They're the big jock himbo, and I love him to death. Him and Arvind are pretty much best friends, and that's what I love, because they're the jock and I'm the nerd, and we gel so well together. And oh dear Lord. Hi, Lauren.
Hey, Lauren.
You guys, if you guys get the chance, please. And I just confirmed we do have a game today, so it's on the Make Believe channel at 5 p.m. Pacific or 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you get the chance, please do join us.
Yeah.
We have some amazing fun moments, and I enjoy it so much. I have so many great memories from that game so far. So and I'm excited that we're able to now continue. Keep on going, keep on having the show now instead of just having a one-off kind of thing.
Hell yeah.
So
Floppy, instant chemistry, right? Right, Floppy?
No, I really am looking forward. That sounds spectacular. And like, who else is in the game? So there's you, there's Red, and I just gotta say I'm a big fan of Red. They also have character Cecil on Fast Times at D&D High, which is
they're amazing.
I'm seeing some bad guy suggestions in chat, but go on.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, so you have Sailor SCT Austin.
Okay.
He's amazing. Austin, if you guys don't know, he is He, she. So I know he goes by she as well. So, but he, they, she, they're amazing, great person, great creative. They have their own podcast called, why am I blanking that name? Crap. History of Nerd Mysteries is what it is, where they explore various nerd historical situations and why it's no longer the case or why it came to be, and the fun, basically playing detective on nerd history. And it's amazing. You have Sarah of Swords, who's our DM. She does so many different great streams. You have, Atomic Firebird, Ren, that I talked about. You have Wasabot. Sorry, Wasabote. Sorry, is that? For the longest time, I thought it was Wasabot, and I was just like, is that a bot? No, it's Bote. But Wasa is amazing. They're one of the writers working on Sina Una, which is also cool to check out. You should check that out as well.
Yeah, Wasa's going to be on our channel near the end of October.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm excited for that one. They're great. Wasa's great. And then we have Michelle, who goes by Shell_game. I know she's been a little bit on a hiatus, but just now they're starting a couple of their own live stream projects. They're going to be on a couple of games as well. But they are such an amazing group.
That's a solid ass squad. I gotta check that out. I gotta check that out.
Here to defend the chat from Noir real quick. Says Lauren.
Wait, what?
He's been actually pretty well behaved today. There were some rants. We got it mostly out of his system in the first half of the show.
I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm always down to swing on chat. Like, don't ever think y'all safe.
But you also know that Lauren could beat you up.
Oh,
because she knows how to use
Oh no.
Noir's been mostly a gentleman today.
It's actually true.
It's the bar so low for me, y'all.
Hey, if the bar is low, that means I get to jump over it higher. There
it is. I guess if I truly, I need to save my wallet out for like on a day where I really need it. on this show sometime.
That's fair. So there were some that guy suggestions from chat.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Totally derailing this.
Just real quick, what's the name of the show one more time? I just want to make sure.
So the name of the show itself is Waverly 98. Mm-hmm. So it's set, and the reason it's called that is Waverly Summer 98. So it's basically set in the summer of 98.
I've seen advertisements around for this.
Yes.
Yeah, and I just did a shout out for Make Believe in chat, so you can check that out there.
Yeah, cool. So wait, I think we normally like to announce today's game. Sometimes we get all busy, so we didn't get a chance to announce it. I might do it after the stream, or I might do it right now while y'all are chatting. But by gods, they're such a great group of friends, and I enjoy them immensely, and I respect all of them so much. So yeah, I highly recommend checking them all out and checking out our game today.
Yes, do that. Some that guy suggestions in chat. Jamie mentioned, and actually, you had touched on this, KP, as that's what my character would do guy. Because I did actually have a rogue like that in a one shot that I GM'd for a charity game. This was an in-person game, and there was a charity aspect to it where it was a massive multi-table dungeon. So every table was a different group of adventurers going through a different area of this dungeon. So you would actually switch tables. It was a really cool concept. As you moved around through, like you'd go through a portal, and hey, guess what? You're at table 5 now.
Oh.
That's insanely dope.
It's so cool. Mark or Ice Cream Dice put this on. It was in Edmonton a couple years ago. And one of the players at my table, the charity portion came in where you could get a custom item. They just were about yay big by yay big, and you'd get like a +1 knife, or you'd get a jar of bees that you could throw at your enemies, or like some of them were funny for like hilarious effect. Some of them were pretty serious items, and we had a monk in our party, played by a bat. It's what my character would do, that guy. So this monk described themselves as Robin Hood. Described themselves as steal from the rich, or no, it was a rogue. Steal from the rich, give to the poor. That's how they described themselves. We had a monk at our table too, who had spent the $1 donation to get a dagger of life stealing. The Robin Hood decided that he was going to steal this nice dagger from a monk that was otherwise wearing really plain, humble rags, is essentially what the player that had the knife was saying. It's like, the only nice thing on him is this knife. Nothing else on his person is good. Like, nothing on... But still, it's what my character would do. That guy has decided that in this moment, despite the fact that he has said that he is a rob from the rich and give to the poor kind of person, is going to steal this knife from a monk where the only thing that they own is this nice dagger. And so it came down to rolls. I'm like, okay, well, you will roll with disadvantage to steal from this person. You will roll with advantage to see. Thanks for the follow, Eris. Welcome.
Hey, Eris, hey.
So has decided that has decided that in this moment, that's what they're going to do, is steal from this person. Steal from another player at the table. So I said, okay, you have advantage, you have disadvantage, because you're trying to steal from someone who was holding the knife in their freaking hands.
Yeah.
You're trying to make a swap with another shittier dagger.
Oh, that the PC paid real life money for?
Yes, it was real life money.
Oh.
Because you had to pay the $1 or $2 for the special item. It was donated to charity.
Oh, that's a.
Oh,
that's
hi,
a
Nomadic.
new
Thank
level.
you for that subscription.
Oh,
Hey, no!
Yay.
Okay, I'm gonna break a little.
No!
Oh,
Nelson! Hi! Hello, you beautiful people.
Hello,
we
Bubble
were
Blast.
not talking about you guys just a little bit
You
before.
missed it.
Nothing but good things.
Only terrible things.
Except for
Only
that
terrible
one
things.
thing Anita said. I couldn't believe that. No, I'm
Oh
just
God!
kidding.
Why did you do that,
Why would
Anita?
you do that?
Why would you say that?
I mean, how rude.
No, it's the only nice things. But yeah, had paid real life money to get the special item, and has decided. But the roll off happened, and it turned out that it was a difference of 1. It was like 15 and 16. The rogue rolled a 16. The monk rolled a 15. So the exchange happened, and the person at the table was so out of the game that they packed up their shit and they left.
I mean, I might have too. Like that was some real horse shit.
That was it was, but the player was like, "That's what my character would do."
I mean, I think,
and they did it again on the set after we called them out on it. They did it again that same weekend to someone else in another game.
What a dickhead. I think one of the problems with that's what my character would do is that, and it's another one of the things that I hate about D&D, which is that there are such stereotypes for races, classes, race class combinations, spells. Like it's such a mainstream. It's so the mainstream that it's so easy for it to be corny. Like bards that try to fuck everything is corny. I'm sorry, it's played out. We're over it. I'm gonna fuck the dragon. Of course you are. What else would you do? You stupid moron. Like, you know, the himbo dumb barbarian. It's played out. We get it. Okay, you're Grog. Nice. That's cute. Like, you know, it's just, and I think that a lot of those guys that lean into that's what my character would do. I mean, they're playing into those stereotypes.
Also,
you know, I'm a rogue, so I need to steal everything that I see and be an asshole. Also, excusing
and brushing off their own shitty behavior. A lot of the time. It's like, it's not what their character would do, it's what they would want their character to do. Or it's what they want to do with their character. Yeah.
I mean, and you know what? There's something to be said for your character doing something other than what they would normally do. That's called character development.
Unfortunately, with one shots, there's not much time for that.
Oh, I challenge that. I believe that you can have in a one shot, somebody go from being a villain to a hero if the story's told well enough, or if the player is willing to invest in that narrative.
Yeah.
I can understand that. I can see that.
I mean, and that's not like the hard disagree with you or nothing. I'm just saying just like I feel like
I accept your challenge.
I just feel like people who use that excuse are being lazy with their own imagination. That's the entire point of TTRPG. You create something that doesn't exist with other people creating things that don't exist, and then you're telling a story that doesn't exist but it does. And that's the whole magic of it. That's the entire magic of storytelling.
Yes.
And giving all the possibilities and the choices and the various story turns and character development and growth and all these wonderful things that could take place, you decide to steal because that's what your character did. You could be doing so much more.
Yeah.
Why aren't you?
Well, it's not even just like that. That was what their character would do. It was also the fact that you established that you were a Robin Hood type, steal from the rich, give to the poor kind of character, and then you completely went back on that. You stole from someone who was in rags. You stole from Little John.
Yeah,
you stole from Friar Tuck.
The other thing I want to say to that is I'm fine with you doing what your character would do until it is at the expense of another person's enjoyment. Ultimately, this is a game. So you need to be respectful about that. You need to be understanding that this is just a game and it's meant so that everybody can have fun playing it.
Exactly.
Just like it goes back to that idea of gatekeeping, and I think that doesn't just happen here, but it happens in any sports, right? There's always that one person in any sort of a play situation where they want to be the winner. It's about them winning. It's not about them wanting to play and enjoy. It's them. I need to be the one that is satisfied, even if it's at the expense of someone else. So
yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
So, should have paid for a meal for him. Should have, at least if the thing had gone off, say, hey, I know that's shitty that I stole this from you. Here's the money that you spent on that donation so that we can do this trade properly. Or at least, say, hey, here is what I'm planning on doing. Is that cool with you?
Yep.
And if they say no, don't fucking do it.
This actually brings to mind something that happened with me recently. Where I made a character choice, or I was debating making a character choice, and in the moment, it felt like the right choice to make. It felt like what my character would do, and all that kind of shit. And then after the session, one of the players that was affected by the choice was just like, I'm not cool with this. I'm not comfortable with where this is going. I had a bad experience with a plot line like this before. I don't dig it. Mm-hmm. That's really all it takes. That's that. If it takes anything more than that to get you to change your mind, you're an asshole. Because think the story is heading somewhere we don't want it to go. So how, at that point, if you cross that line. Mm-hmm. This is how I handled it, which is I told them whatever my character needs to say or do in order to undo this and get you to a place where we're happy, then that's what's going to happen.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, we're all people working together, telling a story. And if we're going to tell the best story possible, everybody needs to be happy. And if that means that I have to hand the reins of my character over to somebody that I accidentally wronged so that they can maneuver my character in a way that will make everything copacetic with them, fine. Fine. It's about making sure everybody is happy and telling the stories that they want to tell. and in actually doing it that way, we opened up a story path, a plot line that was even more interesting than anything that I could have thought of if I played that character at that point, or if I didn't make that mistake. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the best things that can happen to a story are mistakes, are lines accidentally being crossed and then readjusted. Mm-hmm. Because that's how real life works. Sometimes I will say something that accidentally hurts my friend. My friend pulling me aside and correcting that behavior can then lead to us having other conversations that will grow our friendship and grow us as individuals.
Yes, exactly. And isn't that the purpose of these games anyways, to help build that sort of a community, that sort of a constant back and forth, to learn empathy is what it is. It's learning empathy.
Yes.
Yes. One of the taglines of the show that we came up over the course of this is empathy and fuck off.
So you need to know when to be empathetic, and sometimes you need to know when to fuck off. If people embrace those two concepts, I feel like the world would be a much better place. Because the other part of that, the fuck off part, is sometimes you don't have a place in the conversation. Sometimes your voice is not needed. Sometimes your input, your opinion, your thoughts, all that kind of shit, it's great that you have them. Keep them to yourself. Mm-hmm. There's a time and a place. Read the room. Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that I've also noticed that going back to when, like, you come up with an idea, and then instantly there's always that one person that's like, hey, like, if you don't have anything to add that is constructive or tangible to this, don't suggest adding something. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I have pitched a few shows and a few ideas, and without fail, every time I do it,
I did the same thing.
Every time I do it, somebody goes, hey, I had that same idea, we should collaborate. And it's just like, if you have an idea, that's fine. But if you don't do the legwork to make it a thing, then somebody who had that idea and did the legwork to make it real, they own it.
Yeah, 100%. They got it there first. They were able to do it.
Got to that point where they have the things in place.
Dreaming is only half the work. Right? It's essentially what it is.
I think
I wouldn't even go that far. I would say that's like the first 5%, and then the rest of it comes.
The rest is a grind.
Because trust me, I am learning that hard.
Yeah, I've also learned, kind of as being part of the TTRPG space, is that when you get to a certain number of followers, usually it's about the 400 to 500 mark, that people will pop into your DMs asking to collaborate. And I realize that that's like when you run into a high school friend or like someone you used to work with, and it's like, hey, you know what? Good catching up with you. We should get coffee sometime. It doesn't mean anything when someone pumps into your DMs and says, you know what? I like what you're doing. We should collaborate. It's just the same thing as saying we should get coffee sometime. It doesn't mean shit. I have an idea for this one-on-one shot. I think I'm doing a Deep Dish and Dragons. Want to collab?
Man, that sounds like a good idea. I wish I had it.
It's a good idea. Like, if you don't have anything to add other than, like, I've noticed it's also always generally white men that want to do this. I don't know how we're going to collab, but we're going to collab sometime, right? If you don't have anything to add other than your white or maleness, get the fuck out of my mentions.
I do have to say that lately, I have learned to be more defensive of my time and effort.
Yes.
I think that the bigger your platform grows, the more people see that, and they kind of want to leverage that for their own benefits. and it can get to the point where even if you do lend a hand or you work on a project with them, like they become expected of your time.
Yeah, there it is. That's what I was going to say. Because I was going to say it's fine because I know what it feels like. And I'm sure every one of us still remember what it feels like when you were still a smaller creative and a smaller influencer on here, right? When you still were in that sub 500 or less, or even at 1,000, right? Even now, I don't know how I have this, but I have 6K followers. But everybody wants to continue to grow. Everybody wants to keep pushing it and keep getting more. So because that's how you get your work out there, and that's fun. And if part of that means collaborating with other people, that is also great. That there's nothing wrong with going for someone that is, a bit more prominent than yourself and hoping that you can work with them so that way your work can also be portrayed and have a spotlight shined on it. It's how you approach them, how respectful you are, and respectful of their time, right? You have to understand that they have their own shit that's happening. They have their own work that they're doing. So it shouldn't be a expectation. It should be a request. Be like, hey, I would be honored if you would be on there. Even now, like, I don't care what a certain number of how many number of followers someone has. If someone is willing to work with me and to be like, hey, I think you're really cool, I would love to work with you on something, I feel genuinely chuffed. I'm like, that's great. Oh my God. Thank you so much for thinking that way. Because it's not about the follower count. It's about who you are as a person, how you approach me on things, and whether or not I have the time. If I tell you, I'm so sorry, I don't have the time, my schedule is full, just be like, oh, that'd be great if you ever get the chance. I would love to still work with you, but thank you so much. Don't think of it as like, I'm snuffing you out and then be like, oh, this guy is so pretentious and stuck up and, he doesn't like working with small-time creators. No, that's not what it is. Motherfucker, I have shit to do.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I have a family. I have all these other projects. I don't have the time. If I tell you I don't have the time, it's genuinely because I don't have the time. It's not because I'm avoiding you.
You have time to hop on a call, though, about this so that we can discuss this.
I made the time.
I was going to say, like, on the other end, don't be on the other end of that spectrum where you're like, hey, do you have time? Hey, do you have time to work on this project with me? And I go like, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit busy, reach me some other time. Well, how about this date? 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 You don't have any dates that you don't really have any of those dates open? Really? Okay, what about this date? What about this date? It's just like, bro,
come on,
chill.
Like,
I don't know where I am half the time.
Right?
Yeah.
I have a calendar that I need to start looking at more often.
Sometimes
and actually writing things in.
Yeah, and at this point, I think
I didn't fall asleep with no pants on. Like, I don't know what my next couple weeks look like.
Are you okay? Do we need an intervention?
No. It's like me as a white man must have my opinion heard in stereo. And if you're hoping for mutual growth, you have to ensure that it is mutual. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like,
and I don't. Oh, sorry. I don't mean to speak over you. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I was going to say that I've determined that when I take on projects anymore, I need to make sure that it is a project that not only brings me professional growth, but also personal growth as well. And I've had too many projects where my professional growth has gone up, but my personal growth has gone down. I've sacrificed. Mm-hmm. And you need to find that level balance.
Yep.
But
Yep.
to your point. It's like do the work will find you. Mm-hmm. And it's like you have shit to do in your day.
Yeah. And trust me, I have no issue. I think I put this tweet out a while back. The only, honestly, aside from, yes, obviously wanting to gain certain level of financial security, the other reason I really want to get more followings and more popularity is because I want to use that to benefit someone else. I want to use that to bring other voices around me that I think are worthy, that I think need to be heard, but don't have the platform to then bring them up to that level as well. Because that, I think, is one of the biggest responsibilities of an influencer, is not just or anybody who has this type of platform is not just promoting themselves, but promoting other people who need that voice, that they don't have this large of a megaphone to talk about what they're doing. And I think that's one of the things I try to constantly look for and constantly think about whenever I get on Twitter or any other form of social media, is like, did I promote someone today that would benefit from me promoting them and help them get more followings because they deserve to get most followings?
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely believe, I absolutely agree and believe that. Like, the example I always use with Everybody Eats, because that's kind of how I see it, is just like, Logan Paul is a piece of shit, but Logan Paul gave us Sean Paul. Imagine if more decent people did that. You don't just get me, but you also get my crew. Like, that's a shitty person and a shitty example, but that's exactly what Everybody Eats looks like. It ain't, if you know our Enigma, then I didn't do my job. You've got to know our Enigma and this person and that person and that person and that person. Then it's okay. Then I did all right. So I absolutely see where you're coming from and respect the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be where I am today if other people didn't help me.
It's like,
and I know that.
Nick said in the chat that you turned your platform into a ladder.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yes.
Oh, that is nice, actually.
Turn your platform into a ladder so that others can come up with you. And that's my whole goal, is to bring you games you wouldn't see, people you wouldn't see, voices you wouldn't hear. I'm doing my level best. And if I mess up and if I falter, check me. Tell me. Tell me I fucked up. And I'll do my best to fix it and course correct. Exactly. No one gets anywhere on their own. You've been supported by someone at some point the whole way along. Yeah, Floppy Jalopy, who's been following me since my first tiny
Floppy
streams.
is a real one. Floppy is a real one. Floppy's been down since the beginning.
Floppy and Sphinx.
Those are the best, man. Like, the people that are there from the beginning, you remember, and trust me. Like, for example, there are certain people that I still, on my Twitter, I will recognize them because they're the ones that were there from the beginning, and they're still there, like being that person, and shouting out at the top of their lungs. Exactly, and exactly. For example, like, that's what I love about Ender, even though they make me very nervous because they do way too much and they need to stop. They need to think about themselves first. Please think about yourself, because it makes me uncomfortable. They're amazing. They've been one of the biggest vocal people out there helping me, and I genuinely appreciate. Don't do it.
I can hear the spike in that never. But I mean, that's exactly it. Like, you remember who lifted you up. Like,
you need to. That's the thing. Yeah. I think that's what makes a good creator or a creative or a good influencer, is you need to remember the people that helped lift you up. Right? You can't forget that. Obviously it kind of becomes harder on Twitter when you can change your handle and you can change your icons all the time, and I'm just sitting there going, who is this person again? And then I have to ask, but I hope people understand that it's not because I forget you. I just don't realize that you changed things about yourself that I didn't recognize. But like when I see people who like my stuff and I look and I see the people that I like, wow, I know that they've been liking my things. I know they've been retweeting my things for like the last 1 year at least. And that really gets to you. Those are the moments where you're just like, goddamn. Why, I don't know how I deserve this, but I am so happy. Like, these are the people that make me really happy. And I really, really want to let those people know that we appreciate it. Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
You're cool, and gosh darn it, people like you.
Gosh darn it. Like, I mean, I'm willing to.
You have no idea how difficult it is to get KP to take my money.
But, like, I remember very... I love the look on KP's face right now.
It's
like,
real good.
Don't you do it. Don't you fucking do it.
Don't you do it. Don't threaten me with this.
Oh, God.
Don't you put that good on me.
Exactly. I love it, but at the same time, please think of yourself first.
Yeah. Be sustainable with your gifting.
Exactly.
Yes,
I of course I don't know what your status or financial situation is. So, if you are able to, more power to you. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. But I will always be like, are you sure? Are you really sure? Please make sure you're eating well and
Stop threatening me with kindness.
exactly. That's like the scariest of all threats. I can handle spite, I can handle anger, I can handle all the other things, but when you start threatening me with kindness, I don't know what to do.
Yo, you know what? That is the case with every single fucking creator I've met. Like,
oh my God, Sphinx!
God damn it, Sphinx!
There it is. I told you. What did I say?
Thank you for those subs to Dimples and Dice, Soulfree Wolf, Anders DK, The Simulacre, and Air Savad.
Oh,
God damn it.
That was streamer Anita for a second there. Hi.
Streamer Anita, there's a different Anita that comes out.
Oh, you have to. You
have to have the streamer person, and then you have to have the person.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't developed that yet at all. On my channel, it's just me freaking out for hours.
That's kind of my channel too. I've turned that into my personality, because that is my personality.
I often ask myself, and this is a weird question to ask oneself, but welcome to my brain. If Jeff Bezos was a fan of yours, how would
this
you
took
feel?
a tangent.
How would you feel if Jeff Bezos was a fan of yours?
Yes.
If you actually had anything to listen to what I would say, I'd say, motherfucker, you can solve poverty and you haven't. What the fuck? This is gonna get me banned from Twitch.
And do you know what that reminds me of? I keep blanking the name of that the person who runs that, the CEO of that company. But do you guys ever hear about that guy who reduced his paycheck and to like less than 70K so that the rest of the company like ensures that the rest of every employee in the rest of the company made minimum of 70K, and that people were like, oh, there's no way your company is going to grow. This is going to ruin you. You have to think about your bottom line and your investors and so on and so forth. That company just came out that they have tripled since they've done that. They have been able to triple in profits, triple in size of their company. And on top of that, their employers are happier that they were able to afford more things in life and have a more genuine, what's the word I'm looking for, quality of life. So, and that then shows in the work that they do, because now that they're a part of a company that takes care of them, they're going to.
I don't want to lose that shit.
Yeah, they don't want to lose. They want to take care of that company too. I think I remember reading after that, reading a tweet that came out that if Jeff Bezos, all he did was give 120K to every single person in his company, he would still have the same level of profit that he made before
the pandemic.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. People don't understand how much a billion is. That is a large number. And then when you have several billions, of course, mind you, I'm just going to say,
money.
mind you, right. Mind you, I understand some of it is tied up in stocks and tied up in other investments, and I get that. And not all of it is liquid. I get that. But even with the liquid, I did the calculation. You give me 1 million, I can live the next 20 years off of that 1 million easily, comfortably. I can do that. I can sustain my family with that 1 million for the next 20 years.
Yeah. I never really understood the concept of going and killing dragons until I started thinking about dragons are just the billionaires of the fantasy world.
Yes. Yeah.
People work their asses off and don't give for people that don't give a shit about them. It's like, what do you think they would do for a job that treated them like they gave a damn? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, really, at this point, I'm trying not to get into my liberal rant again. bubbling in the surface. I just hear your birdie in the back of my head. Millionaires. Like, okay, but all I'm gonna say is this. At this point, it's not even financially responsible for things to continue the way that they are.
Liberal rent. Liberal rent.
Like, it's proven that the rich would make more money if they would just stop. Just stop buying our elections and putting dumb shit politicians in office. Please. Like this all things with the shit with people like what's it? Citizens United, where companies are fucking people, where companies have the right to the freedom of speech and they could fucking pay for goddamn politicians. Our country is so broken. Fuck. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Hold it in.
It's okay. It's okay. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Take the soothing stone that Nick's made us.
And I put that bad boy.
Oh, I got one of those.
I got tacos coming too.
It's got the logo on it. And he also made us these because he is a gem of a human being. And I love
one day.
I splurged. This was my we were starting the season treat for Noir and I, so we have matching mugs.
One day I am going to afford the shit out of things, and I'm going to buy the shit out of his stuff, man. Like,
oh, for real.
I need to collect streamer mugs.
Oh my god.
Hey, we could be starting something.
Marketing idea.
I could probably start up a store with all the merch ideas that we have had throughout this entire endeavor. Well, that guy Bible is going to sell copies. One day I'm going to afford the shit out of things. It's such a damn mood. It really is.
One day it'll be my turn to be rich.
Because honestly, I am I'm working with a friend to help build up my own website, and I cannot wait to have like the merch section up and running because I have ideas.
I'm just looking at Ender's message. Wait,
Ender, you stop, you motherfucker, you stop it, you stop it. You give me enough as
already
it is.
Bookmark Nix's site and started adding things. Yep.
Oh my god. This is like the weirdest Batman Joker relationship ever. I'm gonna buy you things.
I never knew someone could threaten me with giving me money until Ender came along, and I love you to death, fam. Thank you so much, but please take care of yourself. You do enough as it is.
I want you to do it. I want you to take my money. It's like a reverse mugging. I will pamper you.
I'm just imagining like a fucking wrestler saying that in their promo. I will pamper you.
I will hug the shit out of you.
A sugar parent.
Yeah, I bet you ain't ready for this hot tub, are you?
Okay. But no, seriously, thank you for everything. Seriously, all of you. Like, I think that's the one thing that we need to always remind ourselves is how much we wouldn't be here without y'all's support.
Absolutely.
We would not have this platform without your guys' support, and I wouldn't be able to do and talk with these amazing people like you two without this support.
No, you.
No, you.
No, you.
Because trust me, like I said, that number on Twitter, I don't know what it means because it doesn't mean like it's nice, but I don't know how I got it, and I don't know why I have it. Okay, that number is ridiculous to me at this point. Current juncture. Let me phrase that. At this current moment, I don't feel I am justified that number, and I feel that every opportunity that I get, I am so damn thankful for. And this is another one of those where I get to have this conversation with you two has been a genuine gift. So honestly, it has been a blast so far.
Yes, nice things are being said. But
I figured once in a while y'all should deserve that.
It's like just imagining a room with 15 people watching you chat and we're yelling in the audience. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, my personal goal is to have, like, this would be a dream for me. I would love to do a morning ritual live at a con one day. I think that would be cool.
Oh, that would be so fun.
That's a dream.
Like, just talking shit with people, because I think this is fun. But I mean, I completely
we need to tighten up the format a little bit.
Fuck that. I'll never. You hear me? Not never. I want you to notice something. I want you to understand something. Every show I pitch, there is no real structured format. The concept is the structure.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do extra work. Dr. RPG, an improv advice panel for your adventures. I don't have to have shit prepared for that.
My favorite thing is just because I've been on Dr. RPG twice, and my favorite thing on that is just watching Lydia in the VMix call, just being like, "Listen, you guys, you gotta rein this in a little bit. You've gotta like be a little bit more snappy with those comments. You've got to be like, scripting is out, unfiltered is in."
I can imagine, like, if that calls come through, Noir just, without context to the audience, just yells out, "Fuck that!" And everybody's so confused. Everybody's so confused as to what the hell is happening. And that is the vibe of this show.
Pretty much. It's a clusterfuck, but it's an interesting one. Just a real quick shout out to Lydia, aka Half-Arsed Hermit. I don't know.
She was in chat earlier. But I know
she might have been, but she is an amazing showrunner. She runs all the tech and everything that happens over in Dr. RPG, and basically runs Encounter alongside Charlie, and also she's my wonderful DM over on Cobalt Press for our Lessons in Deep Magic,
which is such a good game, and you all should be watching it, and you are missing out if you are not watching that. Or Cheese Sticks.
No,
Fluffy. About pizza.
You know what? What does it say that the person trolling you in chat, KP, is trying to throw money at you, but the person trolling me is trying to throw cheese sticks at me?
I mean,
what am I doing wrong?
Cheese sticks are great too, man.
Hey, I'd take cheese sticks.
Maybe you should stop eating cheese sticks in a sexy manner that you once did.
Maybe you should start to juggle.
I can't juggle, so it'd be a very disappointing stream.
You have a gift. It is your hands, which are constantly getting thrown. Everybody has to eat.
You know what? If I don't, maybe that's the problem. I always threaten to fight whatever audience. Like, in whatever show I'm on, I always threaten the audience, and I need to stop.
Maybe you should. Oh dear Lord.
Maybe you
should. Right, how about this? Okay, I have an idea. Okay, I've been thinking of doing this. I wanted to do this as a birthday stream because last week was my birthday, and
happy belated birthday!
No, thank you. But I wanted to do it live, like an 8-hour stream, right? It didn't happen because of this damn situation, that the fires and everything that happened. We had to evacuate and stuff like that. But I'm going to be back again streaming next week properly, like the full schedule and everything. And I promised myself I'm going to come back with a vengeance. And those people who don't know me, and especially the people who do know me that have followed me, my brand is doing things out of spite. I do things get done with me through spite. And when I didn't get the chance to be able to do that 8-hour stream, I was like, this is gonna happen, motherfucker. We're gonna do this, and it's gonna be bigger now because it didn't happen the first time. So I'm just like, 24-hour stream. Forget 8 hours, 24 hours. We're gonna do 24 hours. And hey, if y'all come on board, I'll do the juggling.
KP casts spite at 9th level.
I will do this. I will do this. You guys come on there. It's going to be a charity stream. I'll plan it out. No, that's what it was supposed to be from the very beginning. It's going to be a charity stream. People are going to come on there. If you guys throw money towards the charity appropriately, one of the tiers will be me juggling. And who knows, one of the tiers might be juggling as Gilmore. And then the next tier might be ... I'm not going to go any further than that. So
Sexy Gilmore juggling.
Hey.
Hey.
Let's do this. That's my favorite combination of emotes that Floppy does. It breaks someone every time. Every time.
If I don't know if you've all heard Sphinx speak in real life or Ryan's like real life voice, but he's got an amazingly beautiful deep voice, and I'm just reading what he wrote, and his voice is just watch what you offer.
That's an impersonation, and that gave me feelings.
Ooh, okay, now I'm gonna know how to think of that in my head. But yeah, like, no, you have to understand, everything I've ever started in my life that is worthwhile at this point is out of spite. Yep. My photography, I started because of spite, because I took a two semester just a elective in high school just to get some points. I was not the best student. I kind of plagiarized some of my work, got caught, put into detention. That teacher hated my guts for doing it. Fine. I graduated out of high school. I joined the Navy. I came back a year later because I started getting into photography again and actually getting into it. I wanted to go up to him and be like, hey, man, look, I messed up before. I'm doing proper now. I'm actually, I'm like, hopefully I made you proud. You know what that motherfucker said to me? He said, I hope you're not cheating just like you did in the Navy. Because he asked, because I wasn't able to talk to him directly, right? So he was on the phone with another teacher that I was talking to. And the teacher was like, oh, hey, KP's here. He wants to apologize for what he did back then. He wanted to let you know something. And he goes, the first comment that teacher said was on the phone to this other teacher, oh, God, wait, what is he doing right now? He goes, oh, I think he's in the military. He's in the nuclear engineering program. He goes, oh, well, dear God, I hope he doesn't cheat there. I was livid. I was like, yo, I'm down. I'm here on my knees trying to be, forgive me. And here you are, knocking me down another peg. I was like, I'm going to be the best photographer I can be. I'm going to knock you down. I'm going to put you on your high school teacher's ass because you couldn't amount to anything more than a photographer at a high school. And oh God, nothing wrong with that, mind you. I love teachers, I respect teachers, but his ass, I was just like,
There's always those bad ones. Always.
So that's how my photography started. That's how my TTRPG game started. My life is driven by spite. So if y'all want me to get to do something, make me spite it.
There's empathy, there's fuck off, and that's the letter.
Yeah.
Who do I need to beat up?
So I embrace my petty power. So I totally respect your spite.
Oh yes,
your spite sauce.
Oh yeah. Oh man, there's another emote for me. Spite sauce.
Spite sauce.
Spite sauce. There it is. Oh, there's another T-shirt idea. Spite sauce.
Plus a spite on.
It's like a sriracha bottle, but spite.
Yes, I need that. So yeah, that's how any of my projects start.
That's exactly how. Well, Critical Misses started as a shitpost. Because I got sick of seeing all male tables at game stores, and I wanted to start a group for people that didn't look like that. And so a local account with a bunch of followers put out a tweet that said, what do you want to get into that you need more followers for? And I said, just offhanded, I've always wanted to start a D&D group that gets away from the boys club in game stores. And then they retweeted it, and then it started building, and now I've got a channel. And that was 2 years ago. The anniversary for that was September 9th, 10 days ago.
That's my birthday!
Hey! Yay! It's also Critical Misses' birthday!
Birthday buddy!
Birthday buds!
Birthday buddy! Hello!
Exactly. So I got sick of seeing that shit, and I decided to do something about it. And then I decided to put out a shit post that said, hey, if I showed up with coffee and a just chatting screen, would people be interested in showing up to that? And maybe, want to come on and chat with me? And now I've got this. Whatever this is.
It's beautiful is what it is.
Birthday buds! Yeah. My actual birthday's in November, but... Critical Miss's birthday is on September 9th because that was the shitpost. That's the shitpost anniversary.
Now I gotta.
Oh man, that
ask,
vibes with me so much.
What's everybody sign here?
Sagittarius.
Oh, Virgo.
Leo.
What makes a lot of sense.
Right? Thank you.
Fuck the both of you.
It's like, I may not have had the confidence to present as non-binary if it wasn't for Raven having a slot free on her channel. Yeah.
And honestly, shout out to Raven. Raven was one of the first to put me on her channel when I was just getting started off. So shout out to Black Feather Guild and shout out to Raven because, man, she puts it together.
Yeah. The reason why I did the makes sense for the Leo is because I'm also married to a Leo. Jamie, my spouse, who's in the other room modding chat, but he might be napping because I haven't seen him talk in a little bit, is a Leo as well, and I get that vibe. I 100% get that. Shitpostversary. Actually, the shitpostversary is in August, but the actual play event that came of it, nor being a Leo. Yeah, thank you for that, Hushikin. Thank you for that clip. Yeah. The actual event that came of it, which was we took over a local bar and there was about 45 people all playing RPGs at tables. That was on the 9th. That was the day that we had that.
There you go. I'm looking for his reaction now, but check out the chat, buddy.
Let's see that clip. What y'all do?
Let me see. Leo.
Well, let me see.
Yeah, that's where most of our clips come from, is Husha. Husha Kid.
It's always awesome to have that one person that's clipping.
Yeah.
I hope someone clipped. I think someone did. Oh yeah, someone did clip it. We clipped it. But one of my favorite moments on my game today, that on the Waverly game that I did, was my character really wanted to ride a tractor, and the other character played by Michelle, their name is Darcy. They're more of a mechanic type. Like she's more of a mechanic type, and so I was just like, I'm gonna go ride the tractor, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll come along with them, and I'm just like, I just wanted to hear the tractor go burr. That's all I wanted. But then I was getting like, I was just getting a bunch of explanation, and I'm like, oh, this would happen to me as a character, and that was the best moment. So those are my clippables, things like that.
Every one of Noir's clippables is generally him making a fool of himself. Tractor
you know what? Fuck you.
Oh, are you getting some static on your?
Yeah, I just suddenly got some.
Oh,
there you go. It went away.
That's you. Yeah,
was me?
No, it's Noir.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
Okay, now it's gone now.
That's because he muted himself. Let's try it again.
By the way, I just wanted to let you know.
Okay, now that I fixed it, what I was saying was fuck you and me.
Excuse.
Who should care? All of Noir's wires are loose all the time. I actually have another microphone. I've just been too lazy to install it.
That's fair.
What you gotta do?
You were saying, KP?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You were gonna say.
Was I saying something?
Yeah, you said you wanted to say.
Oh,
must have lost it. It's okay. We'll get back to it.
Oh no, yeah. Now I know. I just wanted to let you guys know that I probably will have to head out pretty soon.
No, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's actually probably we're getting to the part where we could probably start ending it. So we'll go around and we'll say who we are, where you can find us, and that sort of fun stuff. What kind of projects you're working on? Plug.
Perfect timing because my tacos just got here.
Hey,
yay!
Tacos. Don't know why you always get tacos when you deal with me.
I need it.
Raid is broken.
No.
Welcome, Raid. Welcome, Chris.
Welcome to the end, Chris.
Welcome to the end.
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna start the the goodbyes because I'm a Leo and I've been oppressed.
Yes.
There
So hard
is.
done by. There it is. There's the
Classic-
Leo attitude.
classic
that we know.
Leo.
Classic.
Classic Leo.
Always has to be the center of attention.
I'm not gonna stand for this.
You think you're rebelling, but you're playing into the type. So
You really are.
There you go.
That's what my zodiac would do.
Oh God, the Leo spike.
That
Okay.
guy has come around.
We've come full circle. Go ahead, Noir. Who are you? Where can we find you? What are you doing?
Hi.
What are you even doing?
This is gonna be the most petty outro of all time.
Do it.
Hey, I'm Noir. You can find me here on Twitch and Twitter as the Noir Nicholas.
Nice.
You can also catch me on LFM in Degrees of Madness. It's basically Avenue Q meets Call of Cthulhu. It's a good time.
Ooh.
Next we have Dr. RPG, which is gonna be this Monday.
What's the theme?
Our theme is murder. So we're gonna talk to your characters about murder, see how that would go.
That'll be great, Susie.
Does somebody really clip that?
Yeah. Why are you surprised?
I don't know anymore. Then also on Monday we have Lessons in Deep Magic, and then
That's over on Cobalt Press.
That's on Cobalt Press. Wednesdays I have Curse of Strong Game on Last HP Hero. And that's it.
That's it.
Leo out.
Good job.
Oh, that's it? That's everything?
That's everything you
Oh,
have?
actually, there's one last thing. On Sundays, catch me on my own Twitch channel for the pilot episode of Dungeons and Deep Dish.
With the first guest, KP. No, I'm kidding.
Right? Do it.
Well,
That would be out Leoing a Leo there.
Yeah. Okay.
As a Leo fight me, says Jamie.
thank you, Jamie. You need to support me. I'm outnumbered here.
Yeah, that's you. That's everything.
Yep, that's me. That's me. I'll pass it on to you, KP.
Oh man. First and foremost, I want to say thank you guys for having me on this show. This has been an utter blast. If y'all ever need another guest again, I am ready to come back on. But you guys have been wonderful. As for me, y'all can find me as KP11Studios on pretty much every social media platform that you can possibly think of. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitch. Instagram. There we go. I'm trying to blank. I am a photographer, so if you're looking for anybody in the area in Pacific Northwest to take photos of your cosplays, I'm doing social distancing shoots right now. I have a lens that lets me stay 50 feet away from y'all, so you're going to be safe.
God damn.
Oh yeah, I can do this. I can do this all day. I also edit other people's photos. So if you have some, old shots that you want a little pizzazz thrown at it, send them my way.
Nice.
I am writing a TTRPG based on Hindu mythology that is nowhere near people throwing money at yet. So relax. But if you still want to support me, I have a Patreon, I have a Ko-fi, all of them at KP11. And when I say 11, I mean the number, not the actual spell out. So KP11Studios for that. I have my own Twitch channel, which has been a little bit on the hiatus because of the crazy fires and everything that's been happening. But I will be back again, I'm pretty sure, next week. But I have several shows that are focused on multiple aspects of my culture, my geekdom. So I have a show on Monday called Cosplay Corner, where I'm trying to be on the other side of the camera and learn how to make cosplays with my wife. So
Nice.
watch me struggle and burn myself continuously on that, if that's what you're into, you masochists. No, I'm kidding. And then on Wednesdays, I have story time where I sit down with my dad and he narrates various Hindu mythologies. We're right now going through the Ramayana, and not just narrate them, because anybody can pick up a good book and read it. He actually goes through and explains the meanings behind the various things, gives more context, even inserts his own life experiences into it so that you guys can understand those stories a lot better, and then hopefully take some of that into your own life and inspire you to do other things. Then every Saturday I have the show. Actually, I just posted it on Twitter, but we talked about this earlier. But every Saturday I'm on Make Believe channel, where I play a game of Bubble Gum Shoe Campaign with a bunch of other amazing people. We're a bunch of teen detectives set in the 90s, learning and finding out the crazy fae and mystical related stuff happening in our town. So a lot of Stranger Things with 90s nostalgia thrown at your way, which is a lot of fun. And then finally, every on Saturday as well, I also have a cooking show where I learn to cook various Indian cuisines with much better chefs. So if you want to learn how to make Indian cuisines, you can join me there. Actually, that's every other Saturday, I think. So it's been a while since we've done one, so probably next Saturday we'll definitely have one. And then finally, every Sunday, I have a show called Chai with KP, where we just sit down and relax. I think the last 2 times, all we did was listen to Bollywood songs. So if that's what you want to do, come on down. And then finally, that's it for now. But
to that hustle list, though. Yeah.
I told you this. I told you from the beginning. If we as POCs, we need to make it somewhere. We gotta go.
Yo, let's get it.
And apparently, I'm also going to be live streaming me juggle naked. So there you go.
Well, you can do shirtless and not break TOS anymore.
There you go.
As a man.
There it is.
But yeah, that's intense.
Yeah, I mean, so if you guys are interested, come join me. Come check it out, especially on Twitch. Yeah, that's where things. So.
Yeah, and so I guess that leaves me, right?
Yep.
Hi everyone, I'm Anita or Panita or Critical Misses. You can find me everywhere online under one of those 3 names. Critical.misses on Instagram, which I'm starting up again. This is my channel. This is what I do. This is a thing. This is a whole ass thing. So you can catch me here we only stream 3 nights a week. We stream Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Fridays we have System Shock, which is we learn how to play a TTRPG from the ground up with no idea, no prep, and no clue. I think next week we're going to try Cypher. I think. Cypher System. And I'm going to be running a one-shot through that from beginning to end. That might be a couple different episodes. Over a couple different episodes for sure. Because it's a big system. It's a 500-page book. You can catch me here Saturdays for Morning Ritual, where I chat TTRPGs and more with the guy that's like over this direction. And a variety of amazing guests with the Leo. It's the Leo Sag connection. I take you on adventures that you didn't know you needed. Yeah, Cypher System. We're gonna play that next Friday, and then Sundays we have a rotating table. We have tomorrow. I won't actually be in this game. Jamie is gonna be running the stream all by himself with his crew. They are going to be playing Kids on Bikes. The name of the campaign is Now Leaving St. Lemmings. Oh. So they're playing a Kids on Bikes group, and it's a really good group of local. Mostly people. We've got 1 remote player. Leo Sag connection sounds like a highway. That's true.
Life is a highway. I'm sorry. I won't ride here all night long.
So yeah, that's me. That's where you can find me. Oh, sorry. Wednesdays you can also find me on Joshua Barbro's channel, playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Nice.
That's the thing. That's me. But yeah, thank you so much everyone for stopping by. Should we raid someone? Is that a thing that we should do?
Yeah, we should probably raid somebody. Let's show some love. Let's see. Are the
I know
halflings
exactly.
Going?
No, but I know exactly who we're gonna raid. We're gonna raid. It's the Riddler.
Nice. Hey! Oh, one more thing I wanted to say.
Yes, go for it.
I forgot to say the other thing I do and this is how I kill myself every day, but I enjoy it immensely. Every morning at 4 a.m. PST, I'm on Twitch on my Early Birds Eats the Stream show where I play video games because that's the only time I get to play video games throughout the day. So I'm up at 3:30 a.m. every weekday morning.
3:30 a.m. What the?
Yep. Hello, everybody.
God damn.
That would be 4:30 a.m. where I am, 5:30 where you are, and then 6:30 on 7:30 on.
Yeah, 6:30 on East Coast, but I mean the stream starts at 4. So the stream starts at 4, and we play video games. Currently, I love playing Fall Guys. I hate playing Morrowind because it doesn't work. That piece of shit. But on top of that, we have a bunch of games lined up that I really enjoy playing. So if that's what you guys want to see,
hell yeah,
there you go.
I think that deserves the horns. I'm gonna give it the horns.
It's like Floppy just asked, what spite brought you to playing games at 3:30 in the morning, right?
Oh god, spite against life for not having the time to play any other times. That's what that is. That's me going, I want to play video games. I want to do that Twitch thing where people, because that's what Twitch is about, is people playing video games, but I don't have the time any other time on the day. So this is what I'm doing. This is how it's gonna go down. And I am...
That is some major spite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with that, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to rate It's the Riddler.
Cool.
Or D. Or Devel. They are amazing, and I love them so hard. And so we're going to give them some love.
So what's our raid call?
Oh, that's a good question.
I suppose we just go in with it's what my Zodiac would do.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's what my Zodiac would do. Add emotes if you have them. Okay.
I'm gonna start using that excuse all the time.
There we go. If you've got emotes, spam them in chat. We'll use the yeet emote because that's one of my favorites. And we'll raid It's the Riddler.
Nice.
All right. Thank you all so much for stopping by and hanging out and chilling with us. You're all wonderful, beautiful, amazing, incredible people, and we love you all very, very much. It's what my Zodiac would do. I love this so much. Thank you all for stopping by and hanging out and spending the morning with us. And until next time, I suppose.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you guys for having me.
Aw, thank you so much.
Thank you for being
just a joy to be talked with.
This is so much fun.
Great.
But until next time, we'll just say that the ritual is now closed. Bye, everybody.
Bye.